The Foresters have hit the road and traveled south to take on the OC Riptide for the second consecutive day. Hello, I am Hunter Shoemake, welcoming you to Irvine, California, and to the Great Park Sports Complex. Well, yesterday the OC Riptide prevailed over the Sturs 8-4, and they jumped out to a 5-run lead in the first. And here this evening, the Sturs will look to get out to a better start and bounce back from yesterday's loss. Taking a look at the lineup today for the Sturs, leading off and catching will be Dylan Maxey to bat second. Out in center field, Jonah Sebring batting third, and at third, Nolan Souza. In the cleanup spot and at first base, Jack Holman to bat fifth, and in left, TJ Pompey batting sixth. The DH, Nick Sanders to bat seventh, and at second base, Addison Klepsch in the 8-hole, and at short, Drew Markle. And the 9-hole hitter in right field, Jackson Freeman, with Frank Camarillo getting the start on the hill in his debut for the Sturs. But here this evening, it'll be Andrew Parker getting the start for the OC Riptide. And for Parker, it's going to be his fourth appearance and his fourth start. He has been very, very good in his first 3 games in the CCL. For Parker, he's gone 13 innings, gave up 10 hits, only 2 earned runs. He has walked 2 and struck out 13. When you look at the stats, he's definitely looking like their ace in the early goings of the season with a 1.39 ERA. And here this evening in Irvine, California, the first true night game for the Sturs. Always an exciting time. We'll be under the lights in a very, very cool complex here in Irvine. You see 3 other baseball diamonds. You saw a whole lot of soccer fields, some softball diamonds as well. When you look at this facility, it could really be a minor league facility. You got a concourse, 10 rows of seats, very nice press box and surrounding area. A very nice facility here in Irvine. But looking back to yesterday's contest, again, 5 runs for the OC Riptide in that opening inning, and it could be a beneficiary to the Sturs here this evening, being able to bat first and try to get off on the right foot. But here comes Dylan Maxey, hoisting the lumber to the plate. The Sturs here this evening, red tops, gray bottoms, and the all-white unis for the home team and the OC Riptide. The Sturs enter today 7-4, and the OC Riptide with their victory yesterday now 7-5. Still some shadows cutting across the playing surface from the third base side of the park. The infield half encompassed by the grandstands surrounding the playing surface. No shade out in the outfield currently, but the sun's setting to our left. But here's Maxey. He bats from the right side, and the starting pitcher, Andrew Parker, coming set from the hill. Wind up, and the first pitch to Maxey is swing and a miss for strike number 1, and we are underway. The Sturs are looking to bounce back after the loss yesterday to the OC Riptide, and currently behind Arroyo Seco in the CCL South. Here's the second pitch, the 1-0, and it will miss in to Maxey. It was a fastball from Andrew Parker. On deck will be Jonah Sebring and Nolan Souza to follow. Here comes the third pitch of the AB, and Maxey takes a strike, 2-1 to the leadoff man and the catcher. And for Dylan Maxey, 3rd game of the season. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to the catcher on its way, and another fastball missing away. That will be ball 3. So Maxey ahead in the count. Check that, 2-2 to the leadoff man, Jonah Sebring, standing on deck. And the right-hander on the hill from CSUN. Andrew Parker, the 2-2 pitch, and this one is hit right side, and that one will get through into right field. That will be a leadoff base hit. Dylan Maxey taking it the other way, splitting the gap between the first and second baseman and into right field. And the Sturs have a leadoff batter and a leadoff knock here in this ball game. And this is going to bring up Jonah Sebring. Dylan Maxey now at first, just underway in the opening inning. Sebring, what he has done early has been phenomenal for the Sturs. Currently hitting at a .435 clip, 10 for 23. Dylan Maxey, in just his 3rd game, kicking things off with a lead-off base hit. The right-handed pitcher, the first pitch to Jonah, and it's another fastball down the middle for a strike. And Sebring batting out of the right side. UC Santa Barbara Gaucho. Seeing a fellow Gaucho on the hill. Bottom half of this inning with Frank Camarillo making his debut. But man at first, no outs. Here is the 0-1 pitch, and this ball is popped up and flared right side. No chance for the first baseman, Jack Hammond, to get there. That is strike 2 to Jonah Sebring. Really defensively for OC, the exact same as they were yesterday, except Jack Hammond, a man from Long Beach State, is making his debut this evening for the Riptide. He is at first base. But Sebring down the count, 0-2. Maxey at first after his leadoff base hit. Runner goes in the second pitch, and the third pitch, it was fouled off to the first base side and out of play, rolling in front of that first base dugout. So Sebring stays alive, but Dylan Maxey showing his cards, trying to make a hop to second base. It remains 0-2 with no outs here in the top of the first. Nolan Souza will be on deck. Chuck Holman will be in the hole. Good battle here between Sebring and Andrew Parker. Parker 2-0 record on the hill this season for the Riptide. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it looked like an off-speed changeup missing away to Jonah. Fraction high as well, 1-2. Well, actually tried to make another hop to second. The Sturs have been oh so aggressive on the bases there. 26 of 40 in that department. And a check back to Maxey. He slides back in ahead to first base head first. And it remains 1-2 for Jonah. Jonah steps back in the box. A long look in from the pitcher on the hill, Andrew Parker. Another check back to first base. It was a good pickoff move, and just able to evade it was Dylan Maxey. He was caught flat-footed for just a second, but no harm, no foul. Dylan's still over at first after his leadoff base hit to kick off this ball game. As he inches away further from first base. Still 1-2 for Jonah. Here's the pitch, and Sebring lines this one in right center field. The right fielder, Jake Brown, moves over, and he cannot make the catch. In the gap in right center field. Maxey moving to third. Sebring will hold up at second, and that will put 2 aboard for the Sturs in the opening inning. And no outs. And Jake Brown, that right fielder, the sun was blaring right in his eyes. That's where the sun is setting, just beyond the third base dugout. That points due west, and that's right into the eyes of that right fielder, and Jonah Sebring in right center field. A double to follow up Dylan Maxey. So Maxey now at third, Sebring the double at second. Here's Nolan Souza, who bats from the left side. He's got a good matchup here, righty on lefty, with no outs, and the Sturs looking to capitalize early. First pitch, Souza sees a fastball down the middle for strike number 1. An opportunity here for the Sturs to do exactly what the Riptide did to them yesterday. OC put up 5 in the first. They're looking for first blood in this game. The 0-1 pitch, and Souza takes a changeup, just missing away to left-handed batter, 1-1. 2 knocks to kick off this ball game, and Andrew Parker's only given up 10 hits entering today through 13 innings. He is under some early pressure. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Souza swing and miss. Looks like the heater right through the zone, and Souza's down the count 1-2. For Nolan this season, 273 average. Man from Arkansas. I should say playing for Arkansas. Very good season this past year. Sebring after his double at second. Maxey is now at third. The 1-2 pitch, and a foul, and going just past the catcher, Wilkinson. Nearly a foul tip. Back in the gloves is another fastball. But Brendan Wilkinson behind the dish cannot grasp that ball. And Souza is able to stay alive, just getting a piece of that baseball. On a warmer evening from Irvine, much different temperature compared to Santa Barbara when the Sturs left. It was low 80s when the team showed up. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Souza takes strike 3. It was a fastball outer half of the plate, and Souza goes down looking, 1 away in the top of the first. Still Maxey at third, Sebring at second. Sturs looking to strike first. This is going to bring up Jack Holman, and there were some question marks after yesterday's ballgame with Johnny Rodriguez being pulled out with that injury to his lower body when he slid into second base. And here is Holman, what we were expecting to be at first base, batting fourth. An opportunity to do some damage. First pitch to the lefty, and Holman sees a high ball. There's another heater from Parker, ball 1. To follow Holman, TJ Pompey. Dylan Maxey had a leadoff base hit in right field. Jonas Sebring followed up in right as well with a double. Only 1 out, and Holman, an opportunity at a 1-0 count. A little bit of a longer hold from Parker. Here's the pitch. Missing down low is another fastball, ball 2. For Jack Holman, man who plays for UCLA. 438. His clip through 16 ABs. Takes a moment outside batter's box, batting from the left side. Steps back in, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0. See if he finds the pitch he likes on the delivery from the right-hander. Parker, here it is, the 2-0. Missing down low. It looked like the changeup missing from Parker. Now ball 3 to Jack Holman. Pompey awakes on the wings. Maxey at third. Sebring at second. One away in the top of the first. Here's a 3-0 pitch, and Holman will take strike. Looked like Parker took a little something off of it. Try to ensure it gets in the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike. For the Foresters, had an opportunity late yesterday, trailing by 4 runs. Tying run at the plate. But here's a 3-1 pitch, and Holman will take strike 2. Looked like the changeup again from Parker. Outer half of the plate. He's worked himself back into the count. 3-2 for Holman after he was ahead 3-0. Pompey awaits. Runner at third, runner at second. Payoff pitch. Holman sees ball 4 down low. Bases will be juiced. 1 gone in the top of the first. For Andrew Parker, now through 13 1/3 innings on the year, that is only his 3rd walk that he has given up, the starting pitcher for OC. Nowhere to put TJ Pompey. Bases juiced. Opportunity for Santa Barbara early in this one. Pompey bats from the right side. Here's the first pitch, and it nearly clips him on the left side. He has to lean away from it. It was a fastball high and in, ball 1. Maxey, Sebring, both had hits. They're at third and second. Holman working a walk, 1 gone. Top of the first, 1-0 pitch. And the fastball finds the outer half of the plate to even up the count, 1-1. For TJ, and he plays for Texas Tech. Few ticks, under 300. Over a 31 AB sample size. 1-1. TJ chops it over to third base. Rocco Gump Fields elects to go to first base for the insured second out, but a run will come in to score. TJ Pompey is able to score. Dylan Maxey from third base, with Pompey grounding out 5-3 for the second out, but he is able to play to run. Sturs now lead 1-0 over the Riptide. Sebring moves up to third. Holman to second. Here is Nick Sanders serving as the DH. A run in now for the Sturs. 2 in scoring position, 2 gone, top of the opening inning. Here's the pitch, and Sanders lifts it up right side into right field, and Jake Brown just has to move forward a step or 2, shifts over to his left, and makes the squeeze. 1 pitch, and Nick Sanders flies out into right field. The Sturs leave 2 stranded in scoring position, but they do play 1 in the opening inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Frank Camarillo coming out, making his debut on the hill for the Sturs when we return.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
The Sturs score first and is 1-0 going to the bottom of the opening inning. And here is Frank Camarillo, the right-handed pitcher, playing for UC Santa Barbara, making his debut today for the Sturs. And for Camarillo, he's had 13 appearances for the Gauchos this past season, 20 1/3 innings pitched. But the last outing for Camarillo was actually in the NCAA Regionals, which the Gauchos host. He last played against Oregon when he went an inning and 2/3. No hits and no runs for Frank in his last outing collegiately. The defense behind him, Nolan Souza will be at third, Drew Markle short, Addison Klepsch in at second base, Jack Holman at first, Dylan Maxey serving as a catcher. The outfield, TJ Pompey today is in left, Jonas Sebring as always in center, and Jackson Freeman, the 9-hole hitter, out in right. But for Frank Camarillo, we'll actually see 2 pitchers this afternoon, I should say this evening, for the Sturs making their debut. Of course, Camarillo, who's loosening up on the hill currently, and Zach Brown will be the first man out of the bullpen, regardless of what happens with Camarillo. He will also be making his debut. The lineup today for the OC Riptide, almost the exact same except changes in the 8 and 9 holes for the OC Riptide. Jack Hammond will be making his debut in the 8th spot, and Matthew Thomas will be batting 9th. Michael Diaz will lead things off. Patrick Hackworth to bat 2nd. Jake Brown batting 3rd in the cleanup spot. Ace Reese to bat 5th. Brendan Wilkinson batting 6th. Rocco Gump, 7th spot. Luke Johnson, and of course, Hammond making his debut in the 8th spot, and Matthew Thomas in the 9th spot for the OC Riptide. They found success yesterday for the Riptide, played in 8 runs back at Santa Barbara High School. They had 7 hits. But here comes Michael Diaz. Bats from the left side, the center fielder. Lead things off for the OC Riptide. And for Frank Camarillo, his fastball in the mid to low 90s. He's also got a slider and changeup in his arsenal. 3-pitch mix for Frank. And he gets ready on the hill, winds up the first pitch to Michael Diaz, and here it is. And Diaz sees a fastball away, ball 1. The Riptide entering tonight, winning 4 consecutive games. Big win yesterday against the Sturs at their place. The 1-0 pitch. And Diaz swings and fouls it up over all the buildings, just down the left field, the third baseline, pardon me. Strike number 1. This very nice complex, the sun setting beyond that third base dugout. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to the center fielder, and Diaz sees a fastball away for ball 2. Currently, Nolan Souza at third, playing a little farther in compared to the other 3 infielders. Middle infielders playing back at the outfield grass. 2-1 pitch, and Diaz pops up, slices it foul. Strike number 2 goes about halfway down the left field line to even up the count 2-2 for Frank Camarillo. For Camarillo, in his debut against the first batter he is facing this season, at a 2-2 count, Sturs currently lead 1-0 bottom of the first. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and Diaz sees a fastball away, full count. On deck, Patrick Hackworth. With Camarillo taking a moment. And Diaz yesterday, he was 0 for 2. Did come around to score 2 runs. And he sees a payoff pitch. Diaz ropes it foul down the right field line. Nearly takes the head off the first base umpire. You having to duck under it. We'll do it again. Home plate umpire gets a little more ammunition, but here this evening, the Riptide currently in 3rd position in the CCL South. 1 more loss compared to the Sturs, both teams with 7 wins. Camarillo looking into his catcher, Maxey. The payoff pitch. Diaz sees a changeup for a called strike. Camarillo freezes Diaz 1 away in the bottom of the first. Good looking pitch there from Camarillo. Took a lot off of it. 1 down in the bottom of the first. Top half of this inning, Dylan Maxey and Jonas Sebring, top 2 in the order, both had hits. Maxey came around to score on a sacrifice hit from TJ Pompey. And here is Patrick Hackworth, bases clear, 1 gone, bottom of the first. Another man who bats from the left side. The right-handed pitcher, Camarillo, striking out the first man he faces. Here's the pitch to Hackworth. On its way, a heater away, ball 1. A lot of lefties in the lineup, as was yesterday for the OC Riptide. In terms of pitchers, Max Frazier is available, lefty, later on in the ball game for the Sturs. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and this one is chopped over to first base. Backing up, Jack Holman. He cannot make the play. He was tracking back and got a sun full of eyes. Getting that sun setting beyond the third base dugout, and the shadows nearly going back to the right field foul pole. It will go down as an E3. And Patrick Hackworth chopped that one over to Jack Holman, who backed up a few paces and likely completely lost that baseball with that sun still tracking behind the complex beyond the third base dugout. We saw a similar play in the outfield with Jake Brown when Jonas Sebring likely would have been retired, but the right fielder did not make the catch at the top half of this inning. So that puts 1 aboard, and here is Jake Brown. First pitch, Brown sees a changeup down low, and Maxey had to spin around looking for it. It was right under him. Runner holds at first. It's ball 1. In that situation in right field, that ball was more in the gap. It was awarded as a double for Sebring, not an error. It would have been a really tough play even if you didn't have sun glaring in your eyes, but it is an error on Holman. Here's the 1-0, and Brown sees that slider down and away, ball 2. So far for Camarillo, I haven't seen a whole lot of that slider. Not mistaken, that is his first time he has gone to it, missing down and away in the opposite batter's box for ball 2. Hackworth at first, being held on by Jack Holman. 1 away, 2-0 pitch, and this ball is grounded left side. Drew Markle tries to get there. He slides it, but he cannot make the play. It goes into left field. Both Souza and Markle, the third and shortstop, tried to slide out, laying out into the hole, and could not make the play and stop that ball. As a result, Jake Brown, a base hit in the left field, and that's going to put 2 aboard with 1 away. Currently, the Sturs on top 1-0, but the Riptide now threatening in the bottom half of the first. Here's Ace Reese, third batter, I should say the third lefty facing Camarillo today. He's got 2 aboard. Third base currently open, 1 away. Camarillo looking back to second base. Here's the first pitch, and it was a slider down and in the left-handed batter Reese. So ball 1, the cleanup hitter who is having a phenomenal season to say the least. Yesterday he entered the ball game hitting .400 with 40 ABs, dropped down just a couple points, 395, 17 of 43 on the year. The man batting cleanup today. 1-0 pitch, and the lefties swinging a miss. The fastball got him swinging right through the zone. 1-1. Patrick Hackworth at second. After the error, Jake Brown followed up with a base hit in the left. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and Reese lines it in the left center field. That ball will fall in front of TJ Pompey. A run looks to come home to score from second base. Hackworth slides in. The throw will be late and off of the plate, and an RBI base hit for Ace Reese in the left field, and we are tied up at 1. The throw from the outfield pulled Maxey toward the third base dugout. No chance for the catcher to apply any sort of tag. And Hackworth from second scores the tying run in the bottom of the first. We are all tied up here in Irvine, California. Jake Brown only advanced 1. He's now at second. The consecutive base hits given up by Camarillo in his debut. The man who reached on an error scores the tying run in the bottom half of the first. Here is Brendan Wilkinson. 1 away. First pitch, the right-handed batter, down low. Looked like it was the changeup from Frank. Ball 1. And you look at the complex here in Irvine. So many baseball fields, a lot of softball fields and soccer fields. Very, very cool complex with the 1-0 pitch. And this ball is a check swing, but it's fair. Back to the mound. Camarillo scoops up and runs over to first base himself to touch the bag. Wilkinson looked like was trying to lay off the fastball halfway through the zone. Hits the barrel, chopped into the infield, and Camarillo moves off the mound towards the first base side of the infield, fields the ball, and with Holman playing over or in the hole, the pitcher goes over to first base, touches first on his own for the second out. However, both runners advance in the scoring position. And here is yet another lefty, Rocco Gump. Jake Brown now at third, Ace Reese at second, tied ball game, 2 gone, bottom of the first. Camarillo looking to get out of this inning. First pitch, and the heater straight down Broadway, strike 1. Currently the infield, both middle infielders, Klepsch, the second baseman, Markle playing back. Actually, all 4 of the infielders playing nearly the same depth. The 0-1 pitch, and Gump sees a changeup for a called strike, 0-2. Good work for Camarillo, who's more recently added that changeup into his arsenal, and it's been a good pitch to diversify that slider and that heater. It's quickly ahead 0-2. Tied game, bottom of the first, 2 in scoring position for the home team. The 0-2 pitch, and this ball is fouled back, directed behind home plate. We will do it again. Shadows getting a little bit longer. Come to see more of the infield. See the giant lights down the left field line encroaching all the way into the outfield. Nearly touching the warning track. The shadows are the giant lights down the left field line. But here's the 0-2 pitch, and this ball is tapped foul just behind home plate. Able to get a piece of it was Rocco Gump. He stays alive. So 2 in scoring position, currently a tied game. The Sturs had 2 in scoring position before Nick Sanders flew out into right field to end the inning. Camarillo would like the same result here, limit the damage. The 0-2 pitch, and Gump fights it off, fouls it high behind home plate. If you're over the press box, it's not an easy thing to do here at the Great Park Sports Complex. In this field, which we're playing, really could be a minor league team. Stadium, good row of seats, concourse surrounding the playing surface, nice bullpens, nice amenities. 2 gone, remains 0-2. Here's the pitch, and Gump spits on a changeup low, ball 1. Again today for the Sturs, Addison Klepsch at second base, Drew Markle at short. 2 middle infielders, and those positions have been cycling for Bill Pintard. It's 1-2. One good pitch here from Camarillo to get out of the inning. Here's the 1-2, and it's fouled off behind home plate again into the screen, just to the left of home plate. And the screen directly behind home plate, probably 25, 30 feet high. Hit near the top of it, that last foul ball off the bat of Gump. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Rocco, another one fouled off, nearly the identical position as the last one. And a battle here between Camarillo and Rocco Gump, who's also having a phenomenal start to his year. 350 average, 40 AB sample size. 2 gone, 2 in scoring position. We are tied at 1. The 1-2 pitch, and Rocco Gump lines it over too short. Drew Markle fields it off 2 hops. The throw over to first is in time, and that will end the inning. A run scores from the Riptide to tie us up at 1, but they do, just like the Sturs did, leave 2 in scoring position. Go to the second, tied at 1.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Going to the second, Addison Klepsch, Drew Markle, Jackson Freeman, 7, 8, and 9. Due up to face Andrew Parker, starting pitcher for the OC Riptide, remaining on the hill. Both teams scored a run in the first. Really similar situations for both teams. When you look at it, both teams collected 2 hits, pushed in a run. One worked a walk and one reached on an error. A lot of parity through the first, but here is Addison Klepsch, who bats from the right side. And for Klepsch, in his 9 ABs, he's gone 4 for 9. It's actually his first start since the 15th. And will be going to Auburn. Just recently graduated from a high school down in San Diego, not too far from here in the grand scheme of things. Del Norte High School near the Forest Ranch area. We'll lead things off. Tied ball game, top of the second. Andrew Parker coming set on the hill. The OC Riptide. Here's the first pitch, and Klepsch pops it up. Coming toward us up here in the press box, and it will fall just in front of us. Strike number 1. Mark Wolfall and Freeman in this inning. The Sturs wearing the maroon tops, gray bottoms, OC Riptide, and they're all whites. Klepsch down the count, 0-1. The leadoff man. Here's a second pitch, and Klepsch swing and a miss. It was a fastball from Parker, and Addison quickly down 0-2. Standing back in, Parker finds some good rhythm. Out on the bump comes 0-2 pitch, and Klepsch reaches for it, stays alive, protecting the plate. Lifting it well over that first base dugout. Probably 50 feet, 60 feet in the air. Remains 0-2. Here comes another pitch to Addison, and Klepsch takes strike 3, the fastball low in the zone. He does not agree, looking up to the sky, and he trots back, strolls back to the first base dugout. He goes down looking, one away in the second. And in the last inning, we saw TJ Pompey driving the first run. Let's not forget that RBI for the Sturs is sponsored by Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in SB and Goleta, where the Foresters train for victory. Thanks to Gold's Gym for sponsoring that first RBI in the opening inning. One away, bases clear, tied ball game. Here's the first pitch to Drew Markle, and Drew will take fastball strike, inner half of the plate, 0-1. Andrew Parker, very good numbers to start this season. With the OC Riptide, struggled a little bit in the first, but the second pitch to Markle will miss away. Looked like a breaking ball from Parker this time, 1-1. Gave up 2 consecutive knocks to start the inning. He settled down, only allowed a single run. It could have been a lot more. Here's the 1-1, and Markle flares it up towards the second baseman. Johnson just has to move back a fraction and makes the squeeze. Looked like that ball off the bat was just cut in a fraction, squirted up, and the second baseman, Luke Johnson, makes the squeeze no problem, standing right on the junction between the infield dirt and the outfield grass for the second out. 2 quick outs for Andrew Parker, the starter for the Riptide. And here's the 9-hole hitter, Jackson Freeman, tied up at 1, top of the second. Freeman bats from the left side. First pitch to Jackson, and he lines this one in the left. It's cutting, and that will be a base hit. Ace Reese scoops up in left field, and Jackson Freeman, 1 pitch and a base knock in the left. That's the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Sturs, and he reaches with 2 gone. Jackson Freeman has been very good out of that 9th spot in the order. He's not played there yesterday, but in his last game that he played, he was able to bring in 2 runs when he was hit and also walked. And the Sturs put up 14-0 against the Pirates a few days back. But that brings around the top of the order. Dylan Maxton, check back to first base is Freeman. He slides back in heads first. And goes right back out to a copious lead at the first station. 2 gone. Here's the first pitch, the AB for Maxey. Runner goes. It's a good jump. The throw is a good one. Did they get him? Yes, they did. It looked like Freeman would have plenty of time, but it was a phenomenal throw from the catcher Wilkinson, slapping the tag down. Was the second baseman, and caught stealing is Jackson Freeman. And that is how the inning will come to a close. Throw is on the money and punishes Freeman. He had a good jump, not quite good enough. We go to the bottom half of the second, tied up at 1 between OC and Santa Barbara.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the second, bottom of the order, due up for the OC Riptide. Luke Johnson, Jack Hammond, Matthew Thomas to face Frank Camarillo for the first time. We are tied up at 1. Stars had a 2-out knock from Freeman, who was thrown out at second to end the top half of the second inning. But Frank Camarillo back out there, likely in his outing, go around 3 innings, assuming he makes it there, no problem, says the pitching coach Ryan Kramer. Then we will see Zach Brown in his debut this evening from Irvine. But here's Luke Johnson, bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher, Frank Camarillo. Lead things off in the bottom of the second, the first pitch, and Johnson sees it high and in. The fastball missing, nearly clips the left side, the right-handed batter. That is ball 1. OC Riptide have won their last 4 games, including a victory last night against the Sturs. 1-0 pitch, and it looked like the slider is in there for a strike, 1-1. Camarillo starting to work in that slider. Seen that fastball in the changeup. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to the leadoff man, Johnson. Here it is, and Johnson on the fastball lifts it out of play down the first baseline. That is strike 2. Earlier today, the winds were humming very steadily into center field. Currently, the American flag limp beyond the center field fence. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Luke Johnson. And Johnson sees that slider down and in. I should say down and away. Ball 2. Temperature still around 75 degrees here in Irvine. A lot different compared to Santa Barbara. Here's a 2-2 pitch to leadoff man, and Johnson chops off 2 hops to Nolan Souza at third. Actually picks it right at the base of the dirt. The throw over to Holman is a good one, and he grounds out Johnson. The 5-3 ground out, 1 away. And on that play, Souza, right as that ball was about to bounce, he charged, met the ball right at the infield dirt as he was making his way down that first baseline. Good play from Nolan. And Frank Camarillo has retired the last 3 he has faced. Bottom of the second, tied at 1. There's another right-handed batter, Jack Hammond, making his debut. First pitch from Frank, and Hammond takes a fastball down the middle, strike 1. And you look at the lineups for both teams, Big West well represented, especially from the OC Riptide. Frank Camarillo, of course, UCSB, and Long Beach, 2 quality teams in the Big West Conference. But currently, the Gaucho on top of the dirt bag, nothing and 1. Base is clear, 1 away. Here's the pitch, and Hammond sees a changeup away, ball 1. To follow Hammond, be Matthew Thomas. Both Hammond and Thomas, the only changes in the lineup for OC compared to yesterday's ball game. Here's the 1-1. And Hammond sees the slider at the lower half of the zone, just clipping the corner, 1-2. Camarillo settling in. You have a couple base runners in the opening inning, looking solid here in the second. No base runners, 1 eye away. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's popped up over the first base dugout, outside the complex completely. Actually bounds into the parking lot directly behind us. Lift that ball up. Very high netting and infrastructure behind the field. It's impressive to do, but the 1-2 pitch. This one is chopped in fair ground. In comes the shortstop off 2 hops. Markle fields it. It's going to be a tough play. He did not get the throw there in time. Markle was playing back near the dirt and grass juncture. Had to charge and fielded that ball on the infield grass and the infield dirt. Had to judge that second hop. He tried his best to laser it over there, but the throw not in time. And Jack Hammond in his debut, currently 1 for 1 on the season, with the infield single. So 1 out base runner. Third hit of the day for the Riptide. Bottom of the second, tied at 1. There's the 9-hole hitter, serving as a DH. Man in place for Cal. Bats from the right side. A lot of lefties at the top of the order for OC. Both 1 away, double play in order here. Hammond at first pitch, and that one spiked back pick at first, and trying to get back there was the first baseman, Holman, and Hammond, the base runner, scampers back. No harm, no foul for Hammond. Dylan Maxey in his 3rd game for the Sturs, keeping a watchful eye at the base runner at first. First pitch missed to Thomas. Here's the second offering, and Thomas sees a slider down, ball 2. And the right-hander, Frank Camarillo, again in his debut. His fastball's been in the mid-90s. 13 appearances for UC Santa Barbara this past season. First appearance for the Sturs. Here's the 2-0 and a fastball swing and a miss. Strike one. Fastball dominant. Saw a couple change-ups in the first inning, then started working that slider. Gets himself back in the count. A little gaze over to the man at first. Jack Hammond had the infield single. 2-1 pitch, and this ball is sent foul just to the right of home plate, back in the screen. A very tall screen. It's 2-2. When you look around here at the Great Park Sports Complex, little clouds in the sky. You look towards the coast, but looking inland, all clear skies, nice mountains, well on the horizon. Actually a water park to our right as well. But here's a 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. It was the fastball from Cam Rio, and he has his second strikeout. 2 gone with Matthew Thomas down on strikes. A swing and a miss for the second out in the second inning. Big second out for Frank after getting up the infield single to Jack Hammond, who remains at first base. This is going to bring around the top of the order Michael Diaz, who struck out looking against Frank in the opening inning. Here's the first pitch, and the left-handed batter takes the strike. There's another heater down the middle from Camarillo. 0-1. Riptide and the Sturs both putting up a run in the first. 2 gone. The 0-1 pitch, and that ball spiked in front of the dirt and ends up actually clipping the batter. Bounced 3-4 feet in front of home plate, bounces up and hits the batter. And that will put 2 aboard. Michael Diaz will reach for the first time. Hit by Camarillo. Jack Hammond had the infield single to second. And this is going to bring up Patrick Hackworth. Scored the lone run currently for the Riptide. He reached on the E3. That's when Holman had a tough time fielding that ball with the sun blazing right back in his eyes. And currently the sun approaching the coast and sunset. Completely under the shadows now. The first pitch to Hackworth and misses away at a fastball. Ball 1. No more issues with the sun for any field players. Definitely had an impact in the opening inning. 2 gone, 2 aboard. Tied ball game. 1-0 pitch. Hackworth sees a changeup away. Ball 2. Batter takes a moment. Another lefty. Batting at the second spot in the order. Look back to second base from Frank Camarillo. Starting pitcher, the 2-0 pitch, and this one is down the middle. It's a fastball from Frank. 2-1. Batter stepping back in. Hackworth plays for UC San Diego, another school in the Big West. 2-1 count. Runner goes from second to third. They both go as a late throw, but here's Maxey to throw down to third base. Safe is the call. Nolan Souza slapped down the tag, but it was late, says our third base umpire. It was a very good throw. It was a delayed run from the runner at first base to second, but it was a good jump from the runner at second to third, and that's where the throw went from Maxey. Throwing down that third base line, but late. So now, double steal. 2 in scoring position, 2 gone. It's 3-1. First base no out. Open. Here's the pitch, and Hackworth will take ball 4 to load up the bases. Hackworth reaching for the second time. And Camarillo now surrounded by Riptide. Jake Brown will be the batter, and here comes Ryan Kramer out of the first base dugout, the pitching coach. Talk things over with Camarillo. The first man he faced gave up that infield single to Hammond. Struck out Thomas, the 9-hole hitter. Hit Diaz. Gave up the walk to Hackworth. Bases now loaded. In yesterday's ballgame, when the Sturs were trailing by 4 runs entering the final inning. Seen it a couple times with 2 outs. The Sturs load up the bases, have the tying run at the plate, unable to convert yesterday. It was a sure exciting ball game. Eddie Matthews Field. Sturs will have a couple of home games next week, so be sure to come on out and support Santa Barbara Foresters. The lights flicking on here. Saw the big lights for the playing surface flick on probably about 20 minutes ago. Now all the lights on the concourse and the infrastructure on playing surface all clicking on now. Approaching 8 o'clock local time, but the base is loaded, 2 gone. Bottom of the second, we are tied up at 1. Batter will be Jake Brown. First pitch. Brown, he will get hit. That's going to bring in a run. From third, Jack Hammond will score, and Jake Brown is hit. Brings in the second run of the day for OC. 2-1 now our score. The bases remain loaded for Ace Reese, and not the man you want to be facing. Ace Reese had a base hit in the first. With that base hit, likely back to 400 on the year. Again, that's not a small sample size. That's 40-plus ABs. Batting from the left side. First pitch, foul back behind home plate, strike 1. Now up and tossing is Zach Brown. We were told he was going to be the first one out of the bullpen regardless of how far Camarillo went in this ballgame. We were expecting Frank to go about 3. He didn't run into any issues. Bases loaded, 2 gone. The 0-1 pitch. Reese takes a fastball just away. Did not miss by much from Camarillo. 1-1. 2-1 now our score. Bottom of the second. Home team have the bases loaded, 2 gone. Camarillo looking to execute. The 1-1 pitch. Reese sees a changeup low. 2-1. Infield playing back. And the outfielder straight away. With these 2 outs and the bases loaded, here is the 2-1 pitch. Reese takes it down low. It looked like a pump fake from Maxey, who sprung up the catcher. No throw down to any of the bases. That is ball 3. Camarillo needs to execute here. If he misses, another run will score. Currently, Diaz is at third, Hackworth second. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and Reese will take a strike. It was a late strike call, but the fastball was in there from Camarillo, just clipping the bottom corner. 3-2. A strike, and the inning's over. A ball, and the third run up on the scoreboard for the Riptide to take a 2-1 lead. A 3-1 lead, I should say. Here's the payoff pitch. Reese just fouls it back off of Maxey. Maxey a little slow to get up. He pops up. But Ace Reese stays alive. Already has a hit today. And with the bases loaded, 2 gone. Zach Brown warming in the pen. Camarillo needs to fire a strike, limit the damage. Payoff pitch. Reese lifts it into left. Moving in is TJ Pompey, just over into the gap and makes the squeeze. Damage limited to only a single run. Well done by Camarillo and the Sturs. We are headed to the third. 2-1 OC on top of Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
On our way to the third inning, top of the order coming up for the Sturs, Maxey, Sebring, Souza, and Santa Barbara now trail by a run. Run up in the first for OC and a run in the second to take a 2-1 lead over the Sturs. After last night, OC, I should say, yesterday afternoon, the Riptide prevailed 8-4 with both teams having 7 hits and 2 errors on the day. Yesterday's game, which ended up going 3 hours, 24 minutes. Here as we approach 8 o'clock local time, first true night game for the Sturs all season long. They only have a couple more, all of them on the road, where the Sturs play at Santa Barbara High School. No lights. Most games starting at 4:30. Andrew Parker, the starter, remains on the hill. Here's the first pitch to Dylan, and Maxey takes a strike, inner half of the plate, 0-1. There's a fastball from Parker to start off the AB for Dylan. Here comes the second pitch, the 0-1, and that is down low, another heater from the right-hander from C-Sun for the OC Riptide on the hill, 1-1. For Maxey had a leadoff single in right field. Actually scored the run that the Sturs had put up, the 1-1 pitch, and this one's grounded sharply over to second base, but fielded well by the second baseman Johnson. Throw well in time to retire Dylan Maxey. Sharply hit towards second base, but he grounds out, or the first out, top of the third. And that's going to bring up the hard-hitting Jonah Sebring. So fun to watch him play. Not only what he does at the dish, swinging the lumber, but defensively out in center field. A lot of range from that young man. Making plays at the track, diving into the gaps. Bases clear, 1 away for Jonah. Sturs trailing by a run. Top of the third. Here's the first pitch, and Jonah sends it in fair ground over to the shortstop, Hackworth, who scoops up, and the throw was in time. Sebring had to turn on the burners, she almost got to first base in time. That ball was jammed towards the hands and just scuttled over to short. Hackworth, he charged in from short and made the play, and Sebring will ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. A pair of groundouts induced by Andrew Parker. Here is Nolan Souza. That's from the left side. Sturs trailing by a run, top of the third. Here's the first pitch, and Nolan will take a strike. It was off speed from Parker this time, 0-1. If Nolan is able to reach, Jack Holman awaits. Andrew Parker's finding some good rhythm on the hill for the Riptide. Here's the second pitch, and a swing and a miss. It's a breaking ball this time. He is quickly ahead, 0-2 against Nolan Souza. Nolan struck out looking in the first. Andrew Parker has 2 Ks on the day. Both of them looking. He's a man who entered today 13 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. An ERA of 1.39 and a 2-0 record. Through the 3 games, best stats on the pitching staff for the Riptide this season. 2 gone, bases clear. Top of the third. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Nolan, and Souza swing and a miss, trying to make it down to first base, but Wilkinson, the catcher, throws him out at first, and Nolan goes down swinging, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Parker and the Riptide. Go to the home half of the third, OC on top, 2-1 over the Sturs.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Forrester's Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Forresters.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We have a pitch and change for the Santa Barbara Foresters going to the bottom of the third inning. Wilkinson, Gump, and Johnson will be due up, but Zach Brown will now enter the hill and will make his debut this evening for Santa Barbara. Frank Camarillo, who also made his debut, completed going 2 innings. But for Zach Brown, not too far away from here, he grew up Santa Ana, California, where Zach hails, the right-handed pitcher, sitting at 6'5", 210. Played his freshman year at Ohio State. Had a pretty good workload as a true freshman. Did Zach, 42 1/3 innings, ERA of just over 4. The tall man now in on the hill. For Frank Camarillo, his final line, 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, one of which was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2 in his debut for the Sturs. But this was the game plan this evening for the Foresters. Ryan Kramer get Camarillo some action along with Brown. Wouldn't expect Brown to go any more than 3 innings in this ball game. Same thing was said for Camarillo. Had some action behind him. Only give him 2 innings. But he's going to face Wilkinson, Gump, and Johnson. Here comes the catcher. That's from the right side. Had a ground out back to the mound in the opening inning, but will now face Zach Brown for the first time. Right-handed pitcher comes set. About to fire his first pitch in a Forester uniform. He does, and a swing and a miss. It was a fastball from Zach. Strike number 1. 2-1 our score. Santa Barbara put up 1 in the first. Riptide put up 1 in the first and 1 in the second to get us to a 2-1 score. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Wilkinson sees an off-speed missing away to even up the count 1-1. In terms of pitching rest of the way, of course, we'll see what Brown's able to do in his outing. But Frazier, Fields, Ramos, and Rogers all available later on in this ball game. 1-1 pitch, and Wilkinson takes an off speed for a strike outer half the plate to the right-handed batter. 1-2. Now, under the lights, still some faint light towards the coast here in Irvine, California. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to the leadoff man, and Wilkinson spits on it. There's a fastball down and away, even at the count 2-2. Home team currently on top, and the leadoff man at an even count, 2-2. Zach Brown working from the first base side of the rubber. The 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Foul tip back in the glove of Dylan Maxey, and Zach Brown strikes out the first man he faces this summer. Wilkinson down. It's going to bring up Rocco Gump in the bottom of the third. Rocco ground up to short in the first. Another lefty. He stands in. Good stuff from Zach Brown to start his summer. Here's the first pitch to Gump, and Rocco takes a strike. It looked like a breaking ball finding the lower half of the zone, 0-1. Interesting enough, between these two teams, they'll only meet one more time this season. Actually be on the 13th of July. The Sturs are back at home. Only 3 matchups between these two teams. The 0-1 pitch and a check swing, but he went around. It was the heater low in the zone. Couldn't lay off of it. And the batter, with 1 away in the bottom of the third, Rocco Gump, down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. On deck will be Luke Johnson. Zach Brown quickly ahead in the count. The 0-2 pitch. Gump, check swing, and a ball. Looked like it didn't miss by much. Looked like the changeup from Brown. It's 1-2, but Rocco still needing to protect the plate. Left-handed batter for the OC Riptide. Here's 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. The fastball low in the zone, inducing the swing, and consecutive strikeouts for Zach Brown to start his outing. That's going to bring up Luke Johnson. 2 gone, bases clear. Home half of the third, and the Riptide leading 2-1. Johnson had a ground out to third. Nolan Souza is over there defensively today. First pitch, the right-handed batter Johnson. And Johnson whiff and a miss, strike one. Looked like the breaking ball from Brown. And a little bit of a different look defensively today for Bill Pintard. Klepshin at second and TJ Pompey out in left field. Two gone, the 0-1 pitch. And Johnson sees another breaking ball, spits on it. It's a good take, 1-1, just missing down and away at the knees. He's able to reach Jack Hammond on deck. It's at a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, and Johnson lifts it back in the screen just to the right of home plate. That is strike two. And Zach Brown entering this ballgame full command. Man who hails not too far from here in Santa Ana. Two gone, and the base is clear. A ball and two strikes. Here's the pitch. Johnson whiff and a miss, and Zach Brown strikes out the side to start his outing and to start his summer with the Foresters. Fantastic work by Zach. We go to the fourth. OC on top 2-1 over the Sturs.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Andrew Parker, the starter for the OC Riptide, remains on the hill heading to the fourth, and the home team on top 2-1 over the Sturs. Both pitchers in the last inning, 1-2-3 for Parker, and the brand new pitcher making his debut, Zach Brown, for the Sturs. But the right-hander from CSUN, Cal State Northridge, remains on the hill. He's going to face Holman, Pompey, and Sanders due up in this inning. Here comes Jack. A few lefties in the lineup this evening. Or Bill Pintard. Worked a walk in the first, was stranded at second base in that opening inning. He stands in, and for Andrew Parker, currently struck out 3. Got hit up a little bit in that opening inning, but has settled in nicely. Did give up a lone single in the second, Jackson Freeman, but since then has retired 3 straight. Here comes the first pitch to Jack Holman. On its way, and Holman check swing, but the fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. You could tell the change in lighting. You look around the surroundings from outside the field, under the lights. Depth of perception a little bit different now as well. The 0-1 pitch, and it will miss low. Off speed from Parker to even up the count 1-1. Good take from Jack. The Sturs looking to bounce back from yesterday's loss, but they currently trail by a run, top of the fourth. Working from the first base side of the rubber on the hill, the 1-1 pitch, and Holman lines this one into right field. That is a base hit, no doubt about it for Holman, and he reaches base for the second time today. Leadoff knock for the Sturs.
Now batting number 5, TJ Pompey.
And here is TJ Pompey. Was able to drive in the first run in the opening inning. He stood him with the bases loaded, had a ground ball in the infield. Ground out 5-3, but drove in Maxey from third. Now is Jack at first. First pitch to TJ. It's a fastball. Finds the inner half of the plate. 0-1. TJ's out in left field this evening. Check back to first base. Sliding in head first is Holman. Saw a good pickoff move from Andrew Parker early in the ball game. I believe it was Maxey who just barely got back to first. But here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss and a check back to first base from the catcher. The throw was off, pulling Hammond, the first baseman, towards second base, and no chance to apply a tag to Holman. But for TJ Pompey, whiffing the last pitch, it's now 0-2. Nick Sanders stands on deck. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Pompey sees it high and in, ball 1. Looked like Parker took a little something off that last pitch compared to his normal fastball. 1-2. TJ still needing to protect the plate here. 1-2 pitch, and Pompey takes strike 3. Fastball, inner half of the plate. TJ goes down looking. 1 down in the 4th. That's the 4th K for Parker. Holman remains at first. Sturs trail by a run. 2-1, OC on top. Here's Nick Sanders. Fly out into right, first time up. Looking to get something going. Bats from the right side. Here's the first pitch to Sanders, and he will see a fastball away at the knees. Good take, ball 1. The Sturs currently 7-4. Royo Seiko currently 6-3. That puts them on top of the Sturs in the CCL South. Pardon me. Still very early in the season in that department. But here's the 1-0 pitch, and Sanders sees the ball well away and having to lean over to his right is Wilkinson to keep the runner at first. That is ball 2. And in terms of CCL in the postseason, the Sturs not playing in the CCL postseason. They're going straight to the NBC. The runner-up finished last year, and before that, 3 consecutive victories out in Wichita. And at first, 1 away. 2-0 pitch, and Sanders will take a strike. Fastball down the middle, 2-1. Paul Sanders will be Addison Klepsch. He's currently swinging away the on-deck circle. First base side of the park. Here's the 2-1, and Nick sees a breaking ball away. Great take, ball 3. With Holman, the leadoff base hit, he remains at first. An opportunity here for the Sturs, trailing by a run. Top of the 4th frame. Parker, 3-1 delivery, and a swing and a miss on the high fastball for Nick Sanders. Full count. And it looks like that ball might have been deflected back into the mask of Wilkinson. Catcher, a little shaken up behind the dish. He's back out on his feet, and here comes the trainer from the third base dugout. Sanders pats him on the back. Couldn't tell if it just deflected off the bottom of the barrel or it was just a misjudgment. It came back and pegged him straight on the delivery from Parker. But he is on his feet, bent over currently at the moment. The training staff goes back to the third base dugout. Good to see for Wilkinson. The play will continue. Good acknowledgement there from Sanders. Count full now. On deck will be Klepsch. Holman's getting a head start from first. Currently both teams 4 knocks. Here's a payoff pitch. Sanders takes strike 3 low in the zone. That was a borderline call. Looked like the breaking ball from Parker. He gets the call, and he has consecutive strikeouts. Sanders goes down looking. Alluding to both teams having 4 hits, it looks like the official score changed that ruling on Holman at first. Initially was going down as an error when he had to back up, had the sun in his eyes. It's now ruling a base hit. Here's the first pitch to Klepsch, however, and he will take a fastball strike, 0-1. So no error assessed to Holman in that opening inning. That's how it was initially scored, but now both teams with 4 knocks. No errors. And Holman is at first, the 0-1 pitch. Missing low on a breaking ball from Parker, 1-1. Nice crowd here in attendance on a Sunday night. A very, very nice facility from Irvine, California. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Klepsch, and Klepsch sees a fastball high. Trying to frame it was Wilkinson, pull it down in the zone, but it is ball 2. 2-1 with 2 out. Top of the 4th. The Sturs, the leadoff base runner, Holman, he's still stuck at first. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Klepsch takes the changeup high in the zone for a strike, 2-2. After Holman reached base, next 2 go down looking against Andrew Parker, who leans over, looking into his catcher, Wilkinson. Glance over first. The 2-2 offering to Klepsch, and Klepsch check swing. That ball bounces, and over to second base goes Holman. It looks like Holman is maybe rearing to make a jump to second, but that ball was spiked in front of home plate. Wilkinson had a tough time locating it, and as a result, the little hiccup, Holman to second base. Might go down as a stolen bag and made his job easier with that pitch being spiked in the dirt. Count now full for Addison Klepsch. Drew Markle on deck. Holman able to move here. Count full. Here's the pitch to Klepsch, and Klepsch fouls it back just over the head of Wilkinson, the catcher. He stays alive. Klepsch struck out looking in the 5th. Second time up, second look at Andrew Parker. See how long Parker goes in this game. No one up in the bullpen currently. Might change if he loses Klepsch. Here's the payoff pitch, and Addison takes strike 3. Klepsch tossed the lumber, thought he had first. Lets the umpire know, and Bill Pintard appears out at first base dugout. Not happy with that strike call, but Klepsch goes down looking, and 3 strikeouts all looking for Parker to end the 4th inning. Bill Pintard still shouting back to the home plate umpire as he goes back from the first base dugout. We go to the bottom of the inning. OC still on top 2-1 over Santa Barbara.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Forrester's Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Forresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Zach Brown remains out on the hill for the Sturs. He's going to face Hammond, Thomas, and Diaz. 8-9-1 due up for the Riptide, bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Hammond, and the slider missing down and away from the right-handed pitcher, Zach Brown, ball 1. The home team currently leads 2-1 over the Sturs, and Zach Brown, in his debut for the Santa Barbara Foresters, struck out the side in his first inning. 1-0 pitch, down low on a breaking ball, ball 2. Jack Hammond, also in his debut this evening for the Riptide, batting out of the 8th spot. Base hit in the 2nd, came in to score the 2nd of the 2 runs. Here's the pitch, and the 2-0 is a fastball high in the zone, and Hammond went around trying to lay off of it, but that will be strike 1. Zach Brown's been fun to watch, to say the least, in the early goings of his outing. Replaced Frank Camarillo, who also made his debut. Here's the 2-1. Hammond takes strike 2. Change up that time from Brown to even up the count. Nearly fully under the lights at this point. a little bit of light beyond the horizon. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slider missing away, and a check down to first base. See if Hammond went around. He did not. Full count. When you look to the left where we're sitting, see a little bit of the orange haze out towards where the ocean is. A little bit of last light. But the leadoff man at a full count. Here's the pitch. And Hammond lines it in to right. Will it stay fair? It will. Down the right field line, down into the corner. Trying to retrieve it is Freeman. And over to second base goes Jack Hammond. And Jack Hammond in his debut, a single and now a leadoff double to kick off the bottom of the fourth inning for the home team. That ball was cutting its way off the bat, the right-handed batter down that right field line. And just able to stay fair. Trundles its way down to the corner. Fifth hit of the ball game for the Riptide. Their leadoff man aboard. It's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Matthew Thomas. Batting from the right side, struck out swinging against Cam Murillo in the second. Now man at second. First pitch. And breaking ball missing in to the right-handed batter on the delivery from Zach Brown. Ball one. Thomas sailing from Garden Grove. Trying to work around Hammond at second. Some insurance runs. Here's the second pitch, and it's fouled back. Like maybe off of Maxey, but it goes behind the home plate. So it's 1-1. The second batter facing Zach Brown this evening. We now have action up in the bullpen. Looks like Diego Ramos, if I'm not mistaken. Don't have a clear glance at it from where we're sitting. 1-1, leadoff man at second. Long look back from Brown to the second station. Here's the pitch, and Thomas swinging just taps it foul off the end of the bat for strike two. Ramos, Jake Fields, Max Frazier, and Will Rogers all available here this evening. Rogers in a leverage situation late in the game. Or if pitching coach Ryan Kramer needs to get out of a jam, it'll be a Will Rogers situation. After giving up the leadoff double, Zach Brown ahead in the count against Matthew Thomas, 1-2. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, and Thomas sees a ball in. Change-up from Brown, 2-2. And all the fields in this massive complex in Irvine, all the other baseball fields currently lit up. Got soccer fields to our left, which are not under lights. But here's the 2-2 pitch to Thomas on its way. Thomas whiff and a miss. He is retired. Fourth strikeout for Zach Brown. The heater low in the zone. And he is looking very solid the early goings of the summer. One away, bottom of the fourth. Riptide lead 2-1. And Brown, after producing the swing and miss, Matthew Thomas, 9-hole hitter, immediately went over to Dylan Maxey, the catcher. They met halfway between the hill and the plate. Talk things over both in their respective positions now. Brings up left-handed batter Michael Diaz for the third time. First look at Zach Brown for the man at the top of the order. Jack Hammond still remains at second, now one away. Check back to second base. Drew Markle, the shortstop, holding on to Diaz. Zach Brown gets the baseball back on the hill. Sturs looking for positives going into the off day tomorrow. Currently trailed by a run. Still the first pitch coming in for Diaz. Here it is, and Diaz, he gets clipped. It looked like on his left knee for the left-handed batter, and he will reach base. That will put two aboard. That's the third hit OC Riptide batter today. First free pass given up by Zach Brown.
Now batting number 3, Patrick Hackworth.
It's going to bring up Patrick Hackworth. Diaz now at first. Jack Hammond at second. One away, and the OC Riptide have an opportunity to buff up their one-run lead here. Bottom of the fourth. Look back to second base for Brown. Here's the pitch. Hackworth fouls it over the third base dugout. Strike one. Looks like that ball went completely out of the complex or the concessions just beyond the third base dugout. as the surroundings continue to darken here in Irvine. 2 aboard, 1 away. The 0-1 pitch. Hackworth chops it over to second base. Klepsch cannot field it. Goes right under his glove. It goes into right field. A run will score. The man at second base, Hammond, comes in to score. Klepsch from second charged in. And as that ball was bouncing right at second, looks like it just slid under his glove. He was trying to time that hop. It had a first big hop. He charged in, trying to field it right at ground level, but just evaded him. And as a result, the third run comes in for the OC Riptide. 3-1 our score. Runners now on the corners. It looks like that's going to be scored as an infield single. But a run in. Michael Diaz, who was hit, now at third, and Brown, who was rolling, now under pressure. Here's the first pitch to Jake Brown. And the right-handed batter takes a strike, and check that. Will be scored as an E4. So Zach Brown trying to resettle himself after the man driving in a run on an error. And it looks like maybe a balk being called here. And it will be a balk. That's going to score another run. Our third base umpire pointing. Now Bill Pintard comes out of the first base dugout for an explanation, but a balk scores the second run of the inning. It is now 4-1. It did not look by much from Zach Brown on the hill, but a balk scores the second run of the inning. 4-1, Riptide now lead. And Hackworth, who reached on the error, now to second. It's 0-1 for Jake Brown. Here's a delivery from Zach, and Brown at the plate takes a strike. It was a slider from Zach, 0-2. So now, a couple base runners, an error, and now a balk. He's put up 2 runs at the bottom of the fourth inning. Stars now trail by 3. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Zach Brown takes strike 3, looking, and Zach on the hill has his 5th K, and a massive second out here in the 4th for the Stars.
Number 1, Ace Reese.
There's Ace Reese, another lefty batter who's 1 for 2 today. Single in the first, fly out into left in the second. But Riptide, who were threatening in this inning, able to plate 2 runs, buff up their lead by 3. Here's the first pitch to Reese, and it looks like it might have hit him, but that ball will get past Maxton now as a result. Going to third is the runner at second. It just missed inside. I should say it missed inside and nearly missed the left-handed batter, Reese. The way it deflected as it went off Maxey's glove, it looked like it might have hit the left-handed batter, but it got past Dylan Maxey, and now at third base is Patrick Hackworth. It's ball 1. Standing back in is left-handed batter Reese. It's 1-0. Runner at third, 2 gone. Here's the pitch, and Reese sees a breaking ball down low, ball 2. So an error, a hit batter, and a balk. What happened in this inning so far for the Stars. 4-1 our score. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and Ace Reese sees a fastball down low, ball 3. On deck will be Brendan Wilkinson. We 3-0 the count. Zach Brown looking to find the strike zone. Here's the pitch, and Reese, he swings and fouls it off just towards the on-deck circle. That is strike 1. Looked like an off-speed pitch. Last one from Brown. 3 balls and a strike. Zach gets himself back in the count. Arms up in the bullpen for the Stars. Here's the 3-1, and that ball is ball 4, and that ball got past Maxey from third, scores another run. Hackworth on an errant pitch. 3 runs now in this inning for the OC Riptide. The wild pitch will score Patrick Hackworth from third. He reached on air and worked his way all the way around the bases. Ace Reese works the walk, but ball 4 was well away to the left-handed batter, and Dylan Maxey couldn't snare it. 5-1 now our score. Riptide have opened up a 4-run lead after entering this inning only on top by a single run. And really, when you look at what they've done in this inning, they've only had a single hit. It was a leadoff double. But a few miscues defensively for the Sturs. Now 2 free passes, a hit batter, and now a walk. A couple wild pitches have scored a couple runs. Here's the first pitch to Wilkinson, and a swing and a miss, actually fouling it back in behind home plate for a strike. 5-1 now our score, 2 gone. Bottom of the 4th inning. And the Sturs, offensively, last couple innings haven't been able to get much going. They threatened in the first, only played 1. But here's the second pitch, the 0-1, missing away on a breaking ball from Brown to Wilkinson. It's 1-1. Runner at first is Ace Reese. Not too big of a lead at the first station. 2 out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Wilkinson drives this one to the second baseman. A line out to Addison Klepsch. And that will get the Sturs out of the inning. Wilkinson hit that ball pretty hard over to the second baseman. Klepsch reads it well at second. Makes the squeeze for the 3rd out. But 3 runs in the 4th. OC now lead the Sturs 5-1 going to the 5th. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
We head to the 5th inning, presented by Finney's Craft House. Finney's Craft House on Lower State Street is a great place for Forester fans to gather before or after any Forester's home game. Finney's Craft House on Lower State for sponsoring this 5th inning. Well, Andrew Parker, the starting pitcher for the OC Riptide, remains on the hill. Currently has struck out 6, and when you look at those 6 strikeouts, 5 of them are looking. He had 3 strikeouts in the last after giving up a leadoff single to Holman. Pompey, Sanders, Klepsch all went down looking. Some borderline calls, and Andrew Parker was getting those calls on the hill. But he's going to face Markle, Freeman, and Maxey due up in this inning. 5-1 our score. OC now on top. First pitch to Drew, and Markle swing and miss. Looked like the off speed, and Markle was well ahead of that one. 0-1. Markle in the second inning lined out to the second baseman on 1 pitch. Second look at Parker. Leadoff man, the 0-1, and Drew lifts it right side in a shallow right field. Brown, the right fielder, moves forward, calls off the second baseman, and makes the squeeze to retire Drew Markle. The fly out into right field, 1 away in the 9th.
Now batting number 13, Jackson Freeman.
1 away in the 5th, pardon me, the fly out into right. That's going to bring up Jackson Freeman. Base is clear. Sturs trailing 1-5. And again, in that inning when they gave up the 3 runs, only gave up a single hit, a couple wild pitches, a balk, a couple free passes, did the damage. Here's the first pitch to Freeman. Off speed, was in there for a strike. 0-1. Freeman today, he had a base hit in the second. Ended up getting thrown out at second, caught stealing. 0-1, and a fastball low in the zone, 0-2, and Freeman quickly down in the count after Drew Markle, the leadoff man, flew out into right field. The last 4 retired by Andrew Parker. Working quick, here's the 0-2 pitch, and Freeman sends it foul down the first baseline just barely. He was reaching for it. Left-handed batter, pull side down that first baseline. Just trundled out of play in the dugout side of that first base bag. Remains 0-2. One away, base is clear. Here's a pitch, and Freeman spits on it, bounces 2 feet in front of home plate on a breaking ball. Ball 1. In terms of pitching now for the Sturs, likely Zach Brown, his day completed after he came in for Frank Camarillo, and both pitchers making their debut for the Sturs this evening. 1 away, base is clear. Here's 1-2 pitch, and Freeman sees a ball just in. Looks like that call that's been mainly going the way for Andrew Parker, but the fastball just missing a fraction in the left-handed batter. Ball 2. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Freeman swing and a miss. The fastball high in the zone got him. 2 gone in the inning. That is the 7th K for Andrew Parker. The only second of the 7 strikeouts swinging in this ball game. That's going to ring around the top of the order. Dylan Maxey is having a 1-for-2 day. Base hit in the first and scored the lone run for the Sturs in this ball game. In the 30, ground out to second. Stands in 2 gone, base is clear. First pitch, and Dylan takes an off-speed pitch, called strike, inner half the plate. 5-1 our score, Riptide lead. Here's the 0-1. Maxey check swing. Did he go? First base umpire says no, even up the count. Looks like the fastball from Andrew Parker, missing low. 1-1. And the surroundings here in Irvine, nearly completely dark still, a very nice orange haze over the ocean. Here's the 1-1, and Maxey sends it up the middle, and this ball will get through into center field. That is a 2-out knock for Dylan, and he is now 2 for 3 today. Second time aboard. All done for Maxey. But when you look at the Sturs in this ball game, Maxey and Sebring, who will now stand in, got the first 2 hits to start off the ball game. But since then, they've just had a couple scattered singles. Freeman had a single in the second. Holman lead things off in the fourth, and now a 2-out knock for Maxey. The Sturs trailing by 4, needing some more offense, and if anyone can do it, it's this man right here, Jonas Sebring. First pitch, fastball is a strike. Inner half of the plate to the right-handed batter. 0-1. And at first, 2 out. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Sebring spits on it, and Wilkinson hops on that ball. That was bounced right in front of home plate and leapt on it. You can almost say like a cat. It looked like he, on all 4s, hounded down that baseball to keep the man at first. Good keep from the catcher, Wilkinson. Sebring, he's 1 for 2 today. Had that double in the opening inning. Since then, ground out to short. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Sebring fouls it back behind home plate. Strike 2. Sturs trailing by 4 after their loss yesterday. Don't want to be going to the off day with sour feelings in their head. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Sebring reaches for it, and it goes foul down the third baseline. Do it again. And the Sturs will return to action. It'll be on Tuesday. It'll actually be the first non-CCL game of the season against the San Diego Bombers. Not count towards CCL standings and or stats. Man at first, 2 gone. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Jonah. And Sebring swing and a miss. He goes down. It looked like the changeup, and Sebring was out ahead of it. And that is the 8th strikeout for Andrew Parker. He gives up the 2-out knock to Dylan Maxey, but he is stranded at first. We're halfway through, going to the home half of the 5th. OC on top by 4.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Bottom of the fifth inning, and the fifth inning presented by Finney's Craft House on Lower State. Finney's Craft House is a great place to eat before or after any Foresters home game. Pitching change for the Stars. Diego Ramos now enters. He's going to face Rocco Gump, first man up, first pitch, and this ball is lined down the third baseline and into left field. That is a base hit, and Rocco Gump, one pitch all the way down the left field line, nearly into the corner, was cut off by Pompey to eliminate extra bases. And Rocco Gump, one pitch off of Diego Ramos, taking it the other way, reaching for it, pushing it down the left field line for a lead-off single. So for Diego Ramos, now getting up that first single after one pitch, takes over for Zach Brown, who went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit. 3 runs came in to score. He walked 1 and struck out 5. The line for Zach Brown in his debut. First pitch now to Luke Johnson, on its way, in the fastball missing high from Ramos, ball 1. In terms of pitching today, only 6 true pitchers available. Gone through the starter, Brown, and now here is Ramos, the third arm being used by the pitching coach, Ryan Kramer. Leadoff man aboard at first. 5-1 our score. The 1-0 pitch, and this one is chopped over to third. Nolan Souza fields it off 1 hop. There's 1 at second. Will it be 2? No. It was very close down that first baseline on the attempted 5-4-3. Luke Johnson's just able to beat out the throw. Ground into that fielder's choice, but Rocco Gump thrown out at second for the first out on the force out. And that's going to bring up Jack Hammond, who has been phenomenal in his debut for the Riptide. And the home team leading 5-1 over the Stars. Second consecutive day that these two teams are playing. Man at first, 1 away, and here is Hammond. First pitch, Hammond nearly gets clipped on the left side, the right-handed batter. It's ball 1 in. For Hammond, he scored 2 runs when he was reached base with a base hit, and a leadoff double, which was in the last inning. But now in the Finney's 5th Craft House inning, Johnson at first, 1 away, and Ramos at a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch, and that fastball finds the upper half of the zone, 1-1. Ramos, another right-handed pitcher, The only lefty available today is Max Frazier, who did toss yesterday, but did make the trip down after throwing an inning and a third in yesterday's contest. Here's the pitch, and Hammond sees an off speed. It's in there for a strike. Good delivery from Ramos, 1-2. The first pitch resulted in a base hit down the left field line, but Johnson, who grounded in that fielder's choice, eliminated that leadoff runner, first out. And Ramos ahead in the count against Jack Hammond. He holds the pitch, runner goes, and he will strike out the throw down to second base. Safe. The batter retired, strikes out Hammond, win around. And able to evade the tag at second base is Luke Johnson. Had a good jump. It was a good throw from Dylan Maxey. Not quite good enough, so a man in scoring position, but a big second out by Diego Ramos, striking out Jack Hammond, who today has been very good, and that's a big out, retiring Hammond. That's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Matthew Thomas. Riptide lead by 4, bottom of 5th. And second, here's the pitch, and Thomas sees a fastball inner half of the plate. Ball strike number 1. When the Stars get out of this inning, you're going to have Souza, Holman, Pompey coming up, needing to find some offense. They've just had a couple scattered base hits last couple of innings. Check back to second base, scampering back, is Luke Johnson. Now the home team with 8 knocks compared to 5 with the Stars. And 1 error charged to Santa Barbara, which resulted in some runs in the last inning. Remains 0-1. Here's a pitch, and Thomas sees a fastball high and in to the right-handed batter. Even up the count, a ball and a strike. You look out towards the coast. Just a little bit of a burgundy haze remains. Any sunlight. 1-1 pitch and a wild swing and a miss. Strike 2. You look in the horizon. Talk about all these fields here at the Great Park Sports Complex. You just see stadium lights almost as far as the eye can see. You can see numerous sets of stadium lights lighting up this place in Irvine. It's a massive complex. But 2 gone, and at second, here's 1-2 pitch. Thomas stays alive. He fouls it back about 20 feet up in that very big screen behind home plate. We'll do it again. The way these baseball fields are aligned, got a couple of them going out in various directions, almost in every cardinal direction. Home plate goes out towards the outfield. Very interesting. But here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's lifted right side in right field. Jackson Freeman moves in, few paces to his left towards the chalk line and makes the squeeze. Couple base runners for the Riptide, bottom of the 5th, but they come up empty. Diego Ramos does well in his first outing. Go to the 6th. 5-1 our score. Riptide lead the Stars.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Forrester's Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Stars, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Forresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
On our way to the 6th, the home team, the OC Riptide, lead the Foresters 5-1 going to the top half of the 6th. Souza, Holman, Pompey due up. It's 3, 4, and 5. But we have our first pitching change for the Riptide. Andrew Parker, starting pitcher, his final line, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 8. And he is currently in line for the victory for the Riptide. And enters the lefty from Cal, Arthur Liu, who will take over from the starting pitcher, Andrew Parker. And the Stars new today entering. Andrew Parker won the better arms in terms of starting for the OC Riptide. He has held the Stars to only a single run. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup to kick off this inning. Souza will stand in for the 3rd time, struck out twice against Andrew Parker. First pitch. Souza sees a fastball, some good velo from the southpaw on the hill, but it misses high. Ball 1. Those strikeouts for Nolan, 1 looking and 1 swinging. One of the 8 strikeout victims. The 1-0 pitch, and Souza sees a fastball in. Raised his hands as it was heat-seeking missile. Missing in, doesn't hit him. It's ball 2. Holman, Pompey scheduled after Souza. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and Nolan fouls it off over the stands and over all the buildings down the 3rd base line for strike 1. Stars will be off tomorrow, non-league game, to kick off their week next week. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Nolan sees a fastball right down the middle, and Arthur Liu gave up first 2 balls in his outing. Next 2 are strikes, even up the count against Nolan Souza, with Holman awaiting on deck. First arm out of the bullpen, and he winds up the 2-2 pitch, and Souza takes strike 3. He goes down looking. Looked like the off speed from Liu had a little bit of movement on it, but definitely a lot slower than that fastball that he's been throwing. Souza strikes out today for the 3rd time. 1 away in the 6th. Here's Jack Holman. A walk and a single. Jack has been doing very, very well, holding things down at first base as well. Here's the first pitch. And Jack has to duck under it. That ball goes directly over him. So that is ball 1. Man wearing the blue helmet, the maroon tops and the gray bottoms this evening for Santa Barbara. Trailed by 4. 1-0 pitch. And Holman turns on one, and this ball goes up the middle. That is a base hit for Jack Holman. And he is reaching base for the 3rd time today. 2 for 2 with a walk. And Holman, phenomenal performance here this evening. Now the question is for the Stars, can they chain together a couple hits and a couple base runners? Every time they've gotten hits, their last 3 hits, not including Holman's that he just had, they're all scattered, didn't amount to anything. 6th knock of the day. Here's the first pitch to Pompey. Fastball is in there for a strike, nothing and 1. TJ had a sacrifice to drive in a run in the 1st inning and struck out. Holman at first. Here's the 0-1. Pompey, big swing and a miss. Another heater from Arthur Liu. TJ down the count. Nothing and 2. And that burgundy haze on the coastline nearly completely dissipated. TJ needing to protect. 0-2 pitch. Pompey sees a ball away. It was another fastball. 1-2. Well, TJ will be Nick Sanders. Stars haven't been able to get anything going since that opening inning. Here's 1-2 pitch, and it will miss high. Off speed from Liu. Evens up the count 2-2. Holman is on deck. On first at the 2-2 pitch. Missing in. Another off speed from Arthur Liu. That is a full count. Nick Sanders is the one standing on deck after Holman had a 1-out knock to get on first base. He's going to have a head start now. Full count. Here's a pitch to TJ, and Pompey sees ball 4 high. Fastball missing from Liu, and that's going to put 2 aboard for the Stars. And for the first time since the opening inning, the Foresters have multiple base runners. Arthur Liu, the southpaw, struck out the first man he faced. Gave up a hit, now a walk. Here's the DH, Nick Sanders. Batting from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Sanders sees it high and in, but called strike. Looked like that one was high. Home plate umpire says it was in there for a strike, nothing and one. Sanders a fly out on the right and a strikeout looking. First look at Arthur Liu, southpaw from Cal. 0-1 pitch. Sanders swinging and missed. He is down 0-2. Like Liu went to that off speed again. Sanders was ahead of it. Aston Klepsch on deck. But Sanders trying to do something to advance the base runners. Klepsch has some firepower on deck. Well, really both these batters got some good juice behind them. Here's 0-2. Sanders reaches for on a breaking ball, and he goes down swinging. Slight look up to the sky and now down as he has to go back to the first base dugout, striking out. 2 gone in the 6th. There's a good breaking ball from Arthur Liu. Here's Klepsch, another right-handed batter against the southpaw. First pitch. Klepsch drills it into right. He'll stay in the yard. Moving over is Jake Brown on the chalk line. Now in foul ground and makes the catch. Aston Klepsch hit that one pretty well. But over in right, Jake Brown makes the squeeze in foul territory to retire the side. Sturs have a couple aboard. Cannot push them in. Bottom of the 6th we go. Sturs trail by 4. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Anand, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Scores 5-1 in favor of the home team OC Riptide, entering today on a 4-game winning streak. Currently 7-5 in CCL play. Sturs are 7-4. Diego Ramos remains on the hill as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. He's going to face the top of the order, Diaz, Hackworth, and Brown. He had to face 4 batters in his first inning of work after Frank Camarillo and Zach Brown both making their debuts for the Sturs. Both went 2 innings. Here's Michael Diaz. Bats from the left side against right-handed pitcher Ramos. 5-1 our score. The pitch, and Diaz sees it in. A fastball from Diego. Ball 1. Ramos looking into his catcher, Dylan Maxey. Coming set, first base side of the rubber. 1-0 pitch, and this ball is drilled up the middle. Drew Markle roams over behind the second base bag, and the throw over to first is a good one. They got him. Markle had to cover a lot of ground. Scooped up that ball nearly behind second base. He was shaded a fraction over towards the second station, but had to cover a lot of ground. Had a good read. A great play from the shortstop, Drew Markle. Leadoff man down, 1 away. Here's Patrick Hackworth. Reached base 3 times today. He has scored twice as well. Base hit in the first, a walk, reached on the lone error on the scoreboard in the 4th. First pitch, and Hackworth sees a fastball high. And when you look at this ball game, OC Riptide entering the 4th inning, only on top by a run. But in that 4th inning, they scored 3 runs, but they only had a single hit, a couple wild pitches, a balk, an error that added up. The 1-0 pitch, fastball away, ball 2. They had the leadoff double by Jack Hammond. But other than that, a hit batter and reaching on an error, a walk, with the wild pitches and a balk, scoring some runs. Here's the 2-0 to Hackworth, and Hackworth sees an off speed in there for a strike, 2-1. Good changeup from Ramos after sitting down the leadoff man after a good play from Drew Markle, the shortstop. Base is clear, 1 away. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Hackworth, and Hackworth swing and miss, 2-2. Look, it was the off speed again from Diego. Hackworth out in front of it for strike 2. On deck will be Jake Brown. Ramos coming set from the chest. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and it will miss errantly wide to the left-handed batter away. It was a fastball, full count. And if OC is able to win here tonight, they would win the season series because these teams only meet 3 times throughout the year. They won last night. If they win here tonight, win the season series. They'll play later on in July. But here's the payoff pitch. Hackworth swing and a miss. The off speed got him. Ramos has his second strikeout. 2 gone in the 6th. Big discrepancy between that heater and that off speed pitch from Diego. Deucing the swing and miss. Second out of the 6th inning. It's going to bring up in bats out of the 3 spot, Jake Brown. Brown's reached twice today, a hit, and he was also hit by a pitch. Drove in a run in the 2nd. Here's the first pitch, breaking ball down and away, ball 1. The name of the game, the pitching, has been pretty good all day long. Just that odd 4th inning where those 3 runs came in to score. The 1-0 pitch and the right-handed batter, he gets hit. Looked like he took it on his left arm, still holding it bent over now near that left elbow. And Brown will reach for the 3rd time today, 2nd time he's been hit. He'll have a slow walk down that first baseline. Good to see him okay. But definitely feeling that one. So he will reach for the 3rd time with 2 out in the 6th. Now Ramos and Maxey meeting halfway between home plate and the mound. Probably a plan of attack against this man, Ace Reese. The best hitters in the entire league. 1 for 2 with a walk today. It looks like maybe it's substitution at first base for Jake Brown after he was hit. Never good to see. We saw Johnny Rodriguez pulled out of the ball game yesterday. Apparent lower body injury. And they will make a change to Brown, who was in apparent pain after getting hit by Ramos on the left side. So a change being made at first for Brown. We hope all the best to the right fielder. Still yet to see a man appear out of the 3rd base dugout to enter for Brown. He immediately, looks like he goes down the tunnel. He'll get checked out by the training staff, so new man in at first to run for him. But the batter will be Ace Reese. Jackson Kemmer now to run at first. 2 gone, bottom of the 6th, home team on top 5-1. Kemmer in for the injured Brown. But here's the lethal Ace Reese. First pitch, and Reese takes a fastball away. She takes a fastball in the strike zone, outer half of the plate for a strike, 0-1. See if Kemmer remains in this ball game or if the manager, Connor Spencer, just put in a good runner to try to maybe get a stolen bag, get in a scoring position, and make another change defensively. But here's the 0-1 pitch to Reese, and Reese sees a breaking ball missing away, evens up the count 1-1. So Kemmer pinch running. Plays for the Wolfpack for Nevada. Home team on top 5-1 over the Sturs. It's 1-1 with 2 gone. Ramos coming set. And a check back to the man at first base. Sliding in head first is Kemmer. And Ramos looking into his catcher now, Maxey. Ball and a strike against left-handed batter Reese. Under the lights here in Irvine. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. It's a good strike. It's a good throw, and the throw down. They got him. Drew Markle, the shortstop. Didn't even have to move his glove on the beautiful delivery from Maxey. Caught stealing his Kemmer, who was pinch running for Brown. And that will end the inning. Great work by Maxey and Markle. We go to the 7th. Sturs trail by 4.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On our way to the 7th, the OC Riptide currently on top 5-1 over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Joining us late, the Sturs struck first, put up a run in the opening inning. OC responded. They also tacked on 1 in the 2nd, but in the 4th, they put up 3. That opened up a 4-run deficit for the Sturs against the Riptide. Drew Markle, Jackson Freeman, Dylan Maxey, 8-9-1 up in this inning against Arthur Liu. He's back out for his 2nd inning. And Jackson Kemmer, who came in a pinch run, is out in right field for the injured Jake Brown. First pitch from the southpaw to Markle, and Markle takes a fastball away, 1-0. Well, for the Sturs, now into the later innings. For the first time since the first inning in the 6th, they had multiple base runners, did not amount to anything. The 1-0 pitch, and Drew whiffing a miss, strike 1. It's another heater from Arthur Liu. He's got some good velo on that heater. And he's working from the third base side of the pitcher's mound. Here's the pitch, the 1-1, and Drew lines this one up the middle, and that is a base hit into center field. Drew Markle will reach for the first time today, and he took a big old wide turn around first base, maybe trying to get to second, catch Michael Diaz, the center fielder, sleeping, but he holds up at first. So Markle, the leadoff knock. That is a good start for the Sturs, trailing by 4. Here's Jackson Freeman. 1 for 2 today. Base hit in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. First look at Arthur Liu. After the starter, Andrew Parker, went 5. Held the Sturs to only a single run. First pitch to left-handed batter Freeman. Freeman takes a strike down the middle, 0-1. Especially if Freeman is able to reach base or even just advance Markle in the scoring position, top of the order on deck. Step off and a check back to Markle at first. Andy Liu has that lefty staring down Drew Markle. Dylan Maxey, who's 2 for 3 today, stands on deck. Here's the second pitch, and Freeman sees a ball in, another fastball, even up the count 1-1. OC Riptide won 4 straight games. They're currently on top by 4 runs. 1-1 pitch, runner goes, and this ball is chopped. That is a fair ball. Now they're saying it's foul. Looks like that ball was spiked right in front of home plate. Fair off the barrel of Freeman. He didn't have too much concern. Didn't take off running. The pitcher and the catcher springing down from their respective positions, meeting halfway between the plate and the hill to retrieve that ball. But it did go foul. That is strike 2. I think it went off toe of Freeman with the second strike. So Markle back to first after he would have had stolen bag. No outs in the top of the 7th. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, and Freeman swing and a miss. It was the slider that time from Lou. Reducing the swing and miss from Freeman. He strikes out for the first out in the 7th. Here's the top of the order. So Freeman unable to advance Drew in the scoring position. And now Markle leaves early, a chance at second base. That ball will get through the shortstop. Drew Markle was in a situation where he's going to be in a rundown. He left early when he thought Lou was going to start his delivery. And again, the left-handed pitcher, he's got a good look at Markle at first. He left early, and the throw over to the first baseman got there in time, but Markle took off to second base and using all that speed of his was able to slide in without the tag trying to be even applied to him. He's caught in a rundown, but now it's second. Here's the first pitch now to Maxey. This is away on a fastball, ball 1. Markle left early, but a very smart move to try to take off to second base after the pitcher threw the first baseman. And neither the shortstop or the second baseman collected the baseball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Maxey sees it high, ball 2. It was kind of interesting. Both the second baseman, Johnson and Hackworth, both converged on Markle, not expecting Drew to take off. They almost kind of have a little bit of a collision at second base trying to collect that ball, and it just rolled harmlessly to the third base side of the park. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss on a fastball. Maxey has assessed his first strike, 2-1. So Drew gets in a scoring position using his legs. Sturz trying to cut into this 4-run deficit in the 7th. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Maxey, big swing and a miss, strike 2. Another heater from Arthur Liu. He went to that slider to get Jackson Freeman. Grant Freeman batted from the left side. Maxey's a right-handed hitter. Bit of a different look. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Maxey sees a heater, just missing away. Great take, full count. Sebring is on deck. And you can never know what will happen with Sebring. One of the best players since he's been activated. Here's a payoff pitch, and it misses high to Dylan Maxey, and that's going to put 2 aboard, only 1 out for Jonas Sebring. Maxey, he was 2 for 3 entering that plate appearance and now works a walk to reach for the 3rd time today. Great work from Dylan. Didn't even talk about it, but Maxey at the top spot of the order in his 3rd game. He was sprinkled in his first 2 appearances throughout the order, but earning the top spot. He has been making it count, reaching for the 3rd time today. Here's Sebring, only a single out, 2 aboard. First pitch, and Jonah pops it up over our heads into the parking lot behind the entire infrastructure surrounding the field. That is strike number 1. Now for the 2nd consecutive inning, the Stars have 2 base runners, both occurring with a single out. An opportunity here. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and this one's over to third base, trying to apply the tag to Markle, who was taking off, unable to as a third baseman, Rocco Gump. It was a steal in motion, possibly a hit and run, but both runners took off from second and third. Markle, who was at second running to third, as that ball was hit towards the third baseman. Rocco Gump just tried to apply the tag to Drew Markle. He was unable to do it. He fielded that ball off balance, and as a result, no throw over to first. Sebring reaches, and as a result, the base is now loaded, and Bill Pintard's going to make a change. A pinch hitter for Nolan Souza, who was struck out 3 times today. It's going to be Daniel Patterson. So Patterson now to hit top of the 7th. Patterson represents now the tying run at the plate. Markle to third. Maxey at second, and Sebring, who just reached on that batted ball at first. But here comes a visit to the mound. The coaching staff from the third base dugout. Arthur Liu now surrounded by Foresters. That ball was hit very hard down the third baseline from Jonas Sebring. And Rocco Gump unable just to step on the base because he was caught flat-footed. Neither apply a tag to Drew Markle, who was running from second to third. Now the entire infield having a conversation on the hill with their pitcher, Lou. Also with Souza, left-handed batter. Patterson bats from the right side. And now he'll also have a talk. Coach Aggs and the manager, Bill Pintard, out the strategy here. Well, obviously with only a single out, you trail by 4. Yeah, at least a productive out, score a run, sacrifice fly intact here. Still only the 7th inning, needing runs, however. Put something in play, let a run come in to score. For Patterson, he will have to wait. The manager making a change for the OC Riptide. We have a new arm coming in. Connor Spencer, the manager, making a change. New arm coming in, but the base is loaded. Tying run at the plate for the Sturs. Top half of the 7th.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
The new pitcher for the Riptide will be Justin Guzman. The stout 6'1", 225 right-hander enters with the bases loaded, 1 out. Patterson's the batter. Here's the first pitch, and the fastball missing down for ball 1. So Arthur Liu entered in the 6th. Gave up 2 singles. Sebring reaching on the infield single. Now at first, 1 away. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Patterson lines this one in. Right, will it get down? Yes, it will. A run will score. Only a single run will come in, but it's an RBI single for Daniel Patterson, hitting for the first time today. And Patty having a big, productive base hit. And the Sturs now within 3. 5-2 now our score. Riptide lead down to 3 runs. Markle, who was at third, had a leadoff single, scores. Dylan Maxey to third, Sebring to second. Patterson, RBI base hit. That's going to bring up Jack Holman. Look in from Guzman. The brand new arm, base is still low at first pitch. Holman fouls it just off the end of the bat towards the third base dugout. Strike 1. Holman today, very similar to Dylan Maxey. He's got 2 hits and a walk. Fantastic work out of the first baseman. Bases loaded, chance. 1 swing of the bat to take the lead. 0-1 pitch. Bouncing in front of the dish. Ball 1. Holman at a 1-1 count. You felt it in the last inning when the Sturs got a couple base runners after scattering hits through innings 2 through 5. Now have an opportunity to possibly tie up this game, maybe even take the lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Holman spits on it. Fastball down just in front of home plate. It bounced and a great keep. Wilkinson, the catcher, closing the wickets, smothering up that ball. 2-1. Bases loaded, but the go-ahead run now at the plate for Santa Barbara, top of the 7th. 5-2 our score, Riptide lead. 2-1 pitch. Holman will take a strike. It was an off-speed from Justin Guzman. 2-2. And the throw back to the mound. Got away from Guzman. The second baseman, Luke Johnson, just trots in. No action on the base pass. Maxey third, Sebring second, Patterson pinch hit RBI single. It's 2-2. And Holman will see the third pitch, and this ball's lifted into center field, stay in the yard. Michael Diaz moves over in the left center field, fights the win, makes the squeeze, and tagging up from third is Dylan Maxey. It is now a 2-run game. The sacrifice fly from Jack Holman into center, and 2 runs batted in from the Sturs. OC lead down to 2. Couple RBIs in this inning. Those RBIs brought to you by Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in SB and Goleta, where the Foresters train to win. Thanks to Gold's Gym, sponsoring that sacrifice fly and RBI single by Holman and Patterson. But now 2 gone. Here's TJ Pompey. Right-handed batter, man at second, man at first. 2 gone. First pitch, and TJ swinging a miss. Looks like Guzman went to his fastball. Lower in the zone it was located, inducing the swing. Sebring remains at second. Patterson remains at first. It's 0-1 for TJ. Guzman looking back to second. Here's the pitch. And TJ Pompey sees a ball in, like the changeup from Guzman, even up the count. Approaching 9:30 local time. Guzman looking back to second. Second baseman moves in, but the 1-1 pitch, and this ball is lined into left. That ball gets down in front of Ace Reese, looking to score from second to Sebring. That ball was at the base of the feet of Reese. He struggled to field that ball, and all the way to second base goes TJ Pompey. Another run in. It is now a 1-run ball game. The Sturs are clawing their way back in this 7th inning. 3 runs here in the 7th. 2 in scoring position. Ace Reese did not field that ball cleanly in left field. Only a single run came around to score, but Pompey likely would have been held up to only a single. He stretches it for a double. Another RBI and another visit to the mound out of the third base dugout from the coaching staff. 5-4 now our score. Sturs only trailed by a run. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. We've already seen a pitch and change in this inning, and the OC Riptide are about to make another one. Sturs, tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. New arm coming in for the Riptide. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
I'm Eric Onen, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
The new pitcher coming in for the Riptide, Cohen Thomas, Fort Thomas, the right-hander, playing for SBCC. Familiar with the Santa Barbara area and also Southern California, Carlsbad native, enters with 2 out. Runners in scoring position. The Sturs, 3 runs here in the 7th, and the Riptide bleeding runs. They entered this inning leading 5-1. Score now 5-4. Tying run at 3rd. Go-ahead run now at 2nd for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Daniel Patterson came in off the bench. RBI single. Holman, a sacrifice fly. TJ Pompey, RBI hit. Patty at 3rd. TJ at 2nd. And here is the DH, Nick Sanders. 0 for 3 today, and what a time to try to put down your first hit, tie up this ball game, and likely take the lead with a base knock. Cohen Thomas, the first pitch, and the fastball missing low. Wilson closes it down, doesn't let that ball get past him. Ball 1. Sanders is the 8th batter of this inning. We're in the top of the 7th, 2 gone. Go-ahead run at 2nd. The 1-0 pitch. Sanders fights it off over the first base dugout. That is strike 1. Nick a fly out in the right, strikeout looking in the 4th, and swinging in the 6th. Cohen Thomas enters for Justin Guzman, who only recorded a single out. He faced 3 batters. Yep, an RBI single, a sac fly, and an RBI double. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Nick. Sanders sees an off-speed in, ball 2. Top of the 7th, still a lot of game left. Patterson, the tying run at 3rd base, came in for Nolan Souza in a pinch hit, and a successful one as well. Pompey at 2nd, representing the go-ahead run for the Sturs. Entering this inning trailing 5-1, now trail by 1. 2-1 pitch. Sanders reaches for it. It's over, too short. Here's Hackworth, fields it. The throw over to first was in time to retire the side. A pair stranded in scoring position, but 3 runs in for the Sturs. It got ourselves a brand new ball game. Stretch time. OC Riptide on top, 5-4 over the Sturs.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
We're Tammy and Scott from Draftsman Ale Works here in Goleta, California.
For me, making beer is a dream come true. Seeing the community come together in our brewery is a fantastic feeling.
Community West Bank has trusted and believed in us from the very beginning.
Not only have they helped us by getting to where we are today, but they're helping us lay a path for where we want to go.
We count on them.
The community counts on Draftsman Ale Works to bring people together. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
In the bottom of the 7th is now a 1-run ball game. OC Riptide entered the 7th up 5-1. It is now 5-4. Ramos remains on the hill for the Sturs. Patterson now in at 3rd base after pinch hitting for Nolan Souza. Big bats coming up for the Riptide. Here's Ace Reese, the first pitch. And Reese takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Diego Ramos has done very good entering this 5th inning. second reliever to be used today by Bill Pintard and Ryan Kramer. There's the 0-1 pitch, the leadoff man, and a foul back into the backstop directly behind home plate for strike 2. And the winds, which were at one point blowing dead away in towards center field, they have definitely shifted, swirling around to where we're sitting up here in Irvine. Looks like they're blowing towards the left field foul pole currently. The leadoff man down the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Reese down on 3 strikes, swing and a miss. Ramos went to an off speed. 3 pitches and 3 strikes from Diego Ramos. Leadoff man retired in the bottom of the 7th. And for Ramos, if he's able to get the bats right back out there after picking up 3 runs, that's the objective for Diego. Ideally 3 up, 3 down, offense right back out there. Pick up right where they left off. Here's Wilkinson, right-handed batter. First pitch looks to lay down a bunt. It's a good one down the left field line, down the third baseline, but it goes foul. It was teetering right on the infield grass. Caught a little bit of steam. It's about 6 inches of dirt between the chalk line and the infield grass. Kind of rode the hump from the grass, so as it trickled down third baseline and into the dirt. Picked up a little steam, and it was a very good bunt, inches from being perfect. And a bunt single, but instead it will be strike 1 to Brendan Wilkinson, who is 0 for 3 today. Ground out back to the mound, strikeout, and a line out to second. 1-run ball game, bottom of the 7th. Sturs made things interesting after putting up 3 in this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Wilkinson spits on it. Thought about giving it a rip, the breaking ball missing down and away, 1-1. A prudent play from Wilkinson. Rocco Gump scheduled next. Leadoff man struck out against Ramos. Here's 1-1 pitch, and an off-speed missing in, ball 2. There is action in the bullpen, and it looks like it's Will Rogers heating up right now, and it is. Rogers using in high-leverage situations late in games, now warming. There's a 2-1 pitch, and Wilkinson sees one high and in. That'll lean back away from it on the heater, ball 3. And for Will Rogers, we haven't seen him out on the hill, I feel like, in quite some time. We saw him yesterday DH for the Sturs. And likely for Ramos, a pretty short leash. It's now a 1-run game. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and Wilkinson fouls it off just above the first base dugout where the Sturs are housed. Full count. Rocco Gump awaits on deck. Big pitch here for Ramos. He's able to sit down Wilkinson or face Gump with a runner at first. The winds definitely have changed. Swirling around, likely blowing towards the left field foul pole. Past 9:30 local time. 1 gone. Here's a payoff pitch. Wilkinson swing and a miss. The off speed from Ramos high in the zone. He got him to swing, in 2 Ks for Ramos here in the bottom of the 7th. Seeing a beauty from Diego. Had to work a little bit harder for that strikeout after sitting down Reese on 3 pitches. That's going to bring up Rocco Gump, bases clear, 2 gone. 1 for 3 today. Bats from the left side. If Ramos is able to have clean inning here, could be huge. First pitch. Breaking ball missing low, ball 1. Save Rogers. Don't let him come into this game. Save him for the 8th and the 9th. Especially if the Sturs are able to pick up a few more runs. Rogers be brought in a save situation. Here's a 1-0. The left-handed batter, check swing, takes a strike. It was a heater from Diego. Finds out half the plate, 1-1. Almost looking into his catcher, Dylan Maxey. Left-handed batter, Gump, at a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, and Gump, fastball away, ball 2. Riptide. They've been rolling the last couple days, having a phenomenal week as a team, winning 4 consecutive games. They leaked runs in the top half of the inning, conceding 3. With 2 gone, here's a 2-1 pitch, and it's in there for a strike. A fastball from Diego. 2-2. Gump is able to reach. Luke Johnson is on deck. Ramos wants to have nothing to do with the second baseman. Take care of business right here. 2-2 pitch, and Rocco Gump into left center field, moving over Jonas Sebring on a full-blown sprint and makes the catch in left center field. Sebring, heck of a jump out in center, and Ramos does what he needed to do. 3 up, 3 down, to the 8th we go. Sturs trail by a run.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Addison Klepsch will lead things off for the Sturs in the top of the 8th. Sturs trail by a run. First pitch to Klepsch from Cohen Thomas, and it's a fastball missing away at the knees to the right-handed batter. Klepsch, ball number 1. Klepsch today 0 for 3. Pair of strikeouts, both looking, and a flyout in the right, which was caught in foul ground. 1-0 pitch. And Klepsch drills one, and this one's light to the shortstop, Hackworth makes the squeeze on the line out. Hit well, but the shortstop, Hackworth, moved over to his left and makes the squeeze. Klepsch drills it to the shortstop, and he will line out for the first out in the 8th. That's going to bring up Drew Markle. Our score 5-4, Riptide on top. Drew today is 1 for 3. He had a leadoff single in the 7th and started the charge for the Sturs. Here's the first pitch. Now on its way, and Markle sees a fastball well high, ball 1. Drews scored the first of the 3 runs. Both Dylan Maxey and Jonas Sebring followed suit. Coming across home plate the 4th run of the inning. Here's a 1-0 pitch, and Drew Markle will take a strike 1-1. Currently, the Sturs 10 runs, 10 hits. They pushed in 4 runs, 8 hits for the home team. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and Markle spits on it. It was a breaking ball down in the dirt, ball 2. Leadoff man retired was Addison Klepsch in the top of the 8th inning, 1 away. Jackson Freeman scheduled next. He stands on deck. And the right-hander, Cohen Thomas, winds up the 2-1 pitch. Here it is, and Drew Markle sees it high and in, nearly gets clipped on the left side. That is ball 3. And the Sturs, they scored 1 in the first. Their next run's coming in the last inning. They struggled getting base runners in the early and middle innings. That changed all last inning, plate in 3 to make it a 1-run deficit. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and Markle chops it high, hopper over to third, moving to his left as Gump fields it, throws it, and records the second out. Rocco Gump had to move about 2 yards to his left, fields it well, and throws out Drew Markle for the second out of the inning, ground out 5-3.
Now batting number 13, Jackson Freeman.
That's going to bring up Jackson Freeman. Base is clear, 2 gone in the top of the 8th. And the Forester fan in attendance, cheering on the Sturs very passionately. You love to see it. Here's the first pitch, and Freeman will take a strike down the middle. Be a righty-lefty matchup. Freeman batting from the left side. And Freeman today, 1 for 3. Single in the second. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Freeman swinging a miss, strike 2. Like the off speed from Cohen, and Freeman was out ahead of it. Strike 2. Freeman is able to reach top of the order, stands on deck. Dylan Maxey was having a heck of a day. Cohen Thomas entered in the last inning under pressure, recorded the out he needed. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fastball missing away, ball 1. Or Santa Barbara, the off day tomorrow. Put up 3 runs in the last. Diego Ramos had a 3-up, 3-down. Bottom of the 7th inning, get the bats right back out there, but the first 2 men retired. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and this ball is fouled just barely back by Freeman. He stays alive. It looks like it went off Wilkinson, off the body armor. Remains 1-2. Freeman takes a moment, stands back in. Couple waggles through the zone for Jackson. And Cohen Thomas lines up the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Freeman will take down low and away. 2-2. Majority of the fans in attendance, Riptide fans, but still one very passionate Forster fan in the front row, just down the first baseline. Very coarse and adamant voice cheering on Freeman. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Jackson sees a breaking ball away. Full count. And again, at the plate, represents the tying run, top of the 8th inning. 2 gone, count full. On deck is Dylan Maxey. It's going to be a big pitch here from Cohen Thomas. He has retired the first 3 batters he has faced going back to the last inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Freeman just stays alive, fouls it over the head of the catcher, Wilkinson. Do it again. Sturs after their loss yesterday, 7-4 in the CCL South. Riptide, 7-5. 2 gone, bases clear. It remains 3-2. Here's the pitch from Cohen Thomas. Wait for it. Here it is, the 3-2 pitch, missing high, the fastball, and that is ball 4 for Jackson Freeman. Reaching base for the second time. The 2-out base on balls. Here comes the top of the order. Dylan Maxey. He's 2 for 3, and he plays for Texas Tech in his 3rd game for the Sturs, having a massive impact in the ball game. He's reached base 3 times, another 4 runs on the scoreboard. He has plated 2 out of the 4. Getting on base, being driven in. Now, 2-out base runner, first pitch, Maxey, big swing. He fans it for strike 1. Tying run now at first. Go-ahead run at the plate for the Sturs, top of the 8th. And at first, 2 gone. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, but a check back to first base. Sliding in safely head first is Jackson Freeman. Freeman did attempt to swipe a base. That was in the second, but he was thrown out. Do they try to send him here? Here's 0-1. Runner does go. Ball misses high. Maxey will take a ball, and sliding into second base safely is Freeman. There was a little bit of indecision from our bases umpire, but sliding in safely is Freeman under the tag. He had a very good jump. So Freeman now has a stolen base, and now a 2-out base runner in scoring position. That makes things different here for Maxey. He's able to put something in play, possibly tie up this ball game. Huge spot here for Cohen Thomas, the relief pitcher for OC, and Dylan Maxey. The 1-1 pitch, Maxey takes a fastball, inner half of the plate, 1-2. Coming up in the bottom half of the inning for Riptide, the bottom three. So not the big bats for OC. Sturs looking to capitalize. 1-2 pitch, missing high, off speed from Cohen Thomas, 2-2. Sebring is on deck. And the Sturs possibly tie up this ball game. The base hit. Good runner at second base in the form of Freeman, representing the tying run. Go-ahead run in the top of the 8th at the plate. 2-2 pitch. Maxey foul tips it. Actually fouls it over the head of Wilkinson. The catcher behind him stays alive. Crowd's thinned out just a little bit here in the Great Park Sports Complex, but still in the front row, a very adamant Forester fan. 2 gone. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Maxey check swing. That is ball 3. It looks like it missed away to the right-handed batter. It went in, deflected off the catcher when he was trying to make the catch. Deflected away from him. Now check that. It looked like on that check swing from Maxey, he got a piece of it. It sent it foul, so it remains 2-2 and deflected off the catcher. So it remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and runner goes. No, runner holds, and that ball was over the head of Maxey. Having to spring up was Wilkinson. Retrieved that ball behind, nearly behind the back of the batter, Dylan Maxey. So Jonas Sebring on deck. Top of the 8th. It is a 1-run game. Can Maxey reach base? Be huge if he could. Represents the go-ahead run for the Sturs. Payoff pitch. Maxey sees ball 4 high. Fastball missing from Thomas. 2 aboard, and for the 4th time today, Dylan Maxey has reached base. 2 hits and 2 walks. And this is going to bring up Jonas Sebring. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first. And here comes coaching staff out of the third base dugout to talk with Cohen Thomas. Cohen, who entered in relief for Justin Guzman in the 7th, retired the first 3 he faced. Gave up the walk. With 2 outs and another walk, with Freeman reaching base on balls as well as Dylan Maxey. And it looks like we will have yet another pitching change for the OC Riptide. They're nursing this 1-run lead. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first for the Sturs. We'll be right back. New arm coming in for the Riptide.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
New pitcher coming in will be a left-handed pitcher, Sammy Kova, who plays for Oregon. He's going to face Jonas Sebring with the tying run at second base and the go-ahead run for the Sturs now at first. Cohen Thomas, the last pitcher, gave up 2 walks with 2 out. Here is Jonas Sebring. It's 2 for 4 today. The power hitter for the Sturs. First pitch, Sebring will take a strike. Fastball missing high from Sammy Kova. Ball 1. More action in the bullpen for Santa Barbara. Looks like Will Rogers would enter the game. Going to the bottom half of this inning. It's all about Jonas Sebring right now. 1-0 pitch. Sebring swing and miss. 1-1. It's another fastball from Sammy Kova. Taking things over. Runner at second representing the tying run. Runner now at first. Dylan Maxey representing the go-ahead run for the Sturs. 5-4 our score. OC Riptide picked up an early lead through 2 innings. They tacked on a couple extra in the 4th. But in the last inning, SB put up 3 runs to make it a 1-run game. Southpaw, the 1-1 pitch. Sebring sees it low. Another heater. Great keep and cover from Wilkinson, the catcher. Ball 2. Sammy Kova inheriting the 2 runners from Cohen Thomas, who did well to retire the first 2 batters against the Sturs. But 2 out walks the Sturs have been able to do throughout the season. Very beneficial. Getting on base, the 2-1 pitch. Sebring skies it right side and foul ground. Will the first baseman have a play at it? He will not. Hits actually the top of the fencing on the junction between the Forester bullpen and down that right field line. A foot to the left, and maybe the first baseman, Jack Hammond, would have a crack at it, but it will be strike 2 for Jonas Sebring. Sturs trying to prevent back-to-back losses against the same opponent. But OC Riptide have been playing very well, of course, on that 4-game winning streak entering tonight. 2 aboard, top of the 8th. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Sebring will pull it foul, well foul. Directly off the barrel. About 30 degrees left of third base. So it remains 2-2. And for Sebring, had that double in the first, and in the last inning, had a base hit and scored the 3rd run of the inning. He was driven in by TJ Pompey. But here's the 2-2 pitch. As Kova holds, and the delivery, the 2-2 swing and a miss. Sebring chasing the slider, goes down. Sammy Kova, a big spot, strikes out one of the best batters for the Foresters. Sebring retired, or the 3rd out of the inning. The Foresters threaten some 2-out walks. They cannot convert. Bottom of the order coming up for the OC Riptide. They still lead by a run.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the bookstore. Hi, this is Foresters Hall of Fame member Jim Buckley. When I'm not telling you who's batting for the Sturs, I write books for kids. Visit Chaucer's Books on Upper State Street and ask for my new graphic novel biography of Amelia Earhart or any of the great books I've written in the Who Was biography series. Titles include Muhammad Ali, the Wright Brothers, Blackbeard the Pirate, Roberto Clemente, and many more. Thanks for your support of reading for kids and the Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
I'm Eric Onen, CEO and Managing Director of Santa Barbara Airbus. Santa Barbara Airbus is all about the customer experience. Having your customers count on you. It's because people recognize that you're there when you need them. One of the early challenges for our business was equipment financing. Community West Bank has always found a way for the terms and conditions to work for us and for them. I count on Community West Bank.
The community counts on Santa Barbara Airbus to keep them moving. We're glad they count on us. Community West Bank, member FDIC.
Going to the bottom of the 8th inning here from Irvine, California in the Great Park Sports Complex. 5-4 our score. OC Riptide currently lead the Sturs by a run. Brand new arm coming in, and it is Will Rogers, who we saw warming in the last inning after Diego Ramos had a very clean 1-2-3 inning. And Ramos, fantastic in relief, going 3 innings. Hands over to Rogers, trying to put up a 0 here and give his offense a chance in the 9th to tie up this ball game. He's going to face Johnson, Hammond, Thomas, bottom of the order. And for Will Rogers, last time he pitched was in that shootout against Arroyo Seco. The Foresters prevailed 12-11. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, a single run, and struck out 2. Luke Johnson today, he is 0 for 3. Lead things off for the OC Riptide, bottom of the 8th. First pitch, and it's a fastball at the lower half of the zone for a strike. 0-1. Johnson today, a ground out to third, strikeout and ground into a fielder's choice. First time standing in since the 5th inning. Rogers, a deep breath, the 0-1 pitch, and he fouls this one up and over the stands to the right of home plate, all the way back in the parking lot for strike 2. And Rogers, that two-way man, has been all over the field. He's catched, served as a DH. Coming in high leverage situations, picked up a couple saves already on the year for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Trying to hold this deficit. He's ahead against the leadoff man, Luke Johnson. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Johnson sees a fastball high and in. Ball 1. Especially with the bottom of the order. Rogers looking to mow through it quickly. He holds on the hill, and here comes 1-2 pitch. And Luke Johnson will see a ball down the way. Looked like Rogers still went to that fastball. It's 2-2. By the way, for the Sturs, in the 9th, they're going to have Patterson, Holman, Pompey. 3, 4, and 5, the bats you want up. The leadoff man Johnson sees a 2-2 pitch, and he sends it the other way, and it goes foul down the right field line. Well out of play, slicing off the bat of the right-handed batter. We will do it again, 2-2. Jack Hammond is making his debut, stands on deck. He's having a very good day. Man batting out of the 8th spot, some good production. Who Rogers will face next, but the 2-2, and on a breaking ball over to shorts, ground, and Marco charges in, fields it well, and the throw over is a good one to retire Luke Johnson, who grounds out to short for the first out in the bottom of the 8th. That brings up Jack Hammond. Hammond 2 for 3, a single, a double, and 2 runs scored. And Will Rogers retiring the first man he faces. After Frank Camarillo, both Zach Brown made their debuts this evening for the Sturs. One away, base is clear. First pitch to Hammond. It's a breaking ball, just missing from Rogers, ball 1. 10 o'clock local time at the 3-hour mark now. You're on the West Coast. The 1-0 pitch, and Hammond sees a fastball high, ball 2. And we know a lot of the players for the Sturs, middle of the country, different time zones. We appreciate you sticking with us in the wee hours of the morning, depending on where you are. But the 2-0 pitch is in there on a fastball to Jack Hammond from Will Rogers, 2-1. Bill Pintard talking things over with his bench coach, Coach Aggs. But the 2-1 pitch and a swing and a miss to Hammond, 2-2. Will Rogers sat down the first man he faced in the bottom of the 8th, trying to keep it a 1-run game. That is the name of the game right now for Will Rogers. Give the heart of the order a chance to tie it up, maybe take the lead in the 9th. 2-2 pitch, and Hammond sees a breaking ball just missing away. The slider missing for ball 3. Rogers thought he got Hammond looking. Instead, it's a full count. Matthew Thomas stands on deck. Big pitch here from Will Rogers. Here it is, a 3-2 fastball missing down and away. Ball 4. Rogers loses Hammond. A 1-out walk. Jack Hammond in his debut. Again, having a phenomenal day. 3rd time reaching base. Here's Matthew Thomas. Struck out twice in a flat and a right. Some signs. Third base coach for the Riptide. Only a single out here. They try to send Hammond in a scoring position. First pitch, and a fastball missing down and away to Matthew Thomas. Ball 1. And again, with Thomas as the 9-hole hitter, Diaz awaits on deck. Top of the order. It could be dangerous. Can't record an out here. The 1-0, swing and a miss. A fastball from Rogers, 1-1. Rogers re-engaging on the first base side of the pitcher's mound. He comes set. 1-1 pitch. It was an off-speed slider. Got in there for a strike, 1 and 2. So now Will Rogers ahead in the count. Entering in this 8th inning with his team trailing by a run. 5-4, OC on top. Man now at first, but here's the pitch, and this ball's fouled back. Remains 1 and 2. Going back into the screen, chopped wildly from Matthew Thomas. Currently 0 for 3 today. And again, the good bats coming up for the Sturs. They're going to have an opportunity, that is for sure, with Patterson, Holman, and Pompey scheduled in the 9th. Jack back to first base, sliding into Hammond. When you look at this game, it's only a 1-run game going to the 4th before OC put up 3. SB made it interesting with 3 runs in the 7th. Here's 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Matthew Thomas down on strikes. Looked like the fastball away from Will Rogers, and a massive second out here in the bottom of the 8th. Jack Hammond remains at first after his walk. Here is the top of the order, Michael Diaz. Depending on the running prowess from Jack Hammond, with 2 out, would you want to try to send him to second? Roll the dice. First pitch to Diaz. The left-handed batter sees a fastball in. Nearly clips his right knee. That is ball 1. Patrick Hackworth will be on deck. But right now, Diaz, who's reached base twice today. 1-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Another heater from Rogers to get himself back in the count. 1-1. If Will is able to get out of this inning, keep it a 1-run game, that's all you can ask for out of Rogers. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and this ball is lifted into right, but Jackson Freeman is there, does not have to move a step, and makes the catch out in right. And Will Rogers, who enters this ball game, only has to see 4, and we are going to be headed to the 9th. Sturs trail by a run. Patterson, Holman, Pompey try to tie it up, possibly take the lead when we return.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Sammy Kova, who entered in the last inning for the OC Riptide, will remain on the hill. He came in with 2 aboard, 2 gone, struck out Jonas Sebring. He'll now face Patterson to lead things off. Sturs trail by a run. 3 outs to play with here in the top half of the 9th. First pitch to Patty, and a fastball foul back, chops right behind home plate. Big hop back in the backstop screen. 0-1. Patterson today entered for Nolan Souza, the pinch hit in the 7th, had an RBI base hit. 1 for 1 today. The MVP from last year's season finding his stride this year. The 0-1 pitch. Daniel sees a ball high. It looked like off-speed changeup from Kova. 1-1. Patterson, Holman, Pompey. Heart of the order for the Sturs. Southpaw holding on the hill. Man from plays for Oregon. The 1-1 pitch. Patterson skies it out of play over first base dugout. Strike 2. And at this point in the ball game, top of the 9th, you have the tying run at the plate, a solo shot to tie it. Obviously, you want some base runners. Try to take the lead if at all possible. But first things first, get on base. Try to tie this thing up. The 1-2 pitch to Daniel. Patterson drills this into center. Moving up now is Diaz, and he will make the catch. It looked like that ball might try to spin and fall in front of the center fielder. Instead, Patterson lines out into center field, 1 away. Sturs down their final 2 outs. Here's Jack Holman. Production in all 4 of his plate appearances today. He's got a walk, 2 singles, and a sacrifice fly. He stands in from the left side. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Base is clear. Sturs need a run. Down to the final 2 outs. First pitch. Holman reaches for it, grounds it over to second base. Johnson fields at the second baseman, over to first, 2 down. 1 pitch, and Jack Holman on that lefty-lefty matchup. It looked like Kova went to his slider. Trying to reach for it was Holman, pokes it over to second base, and the Sturs down to their final out here in Orange County. It's going to be TJ Pompey. Final hope for the Sturs. Get on base, and you would represent the tying run, bring the go-ahead run to the plate. 5-4 our score, OC on top. Deep breath, Sammy Kova. First pitch to TJ. Pompey takes it down low in the dirt. Looks like a breaking ball from Sammy. Ball 1. The Sturs have fought their way back into this ball game with 3 runs in the 7th. Looking for 1 more to tie it up. 2 out, base is clear. Deep breath from the reliever. The 1-0 pitch. Pompey swing and a miss. The heater got him to swing. 1-1. And on deck is actually Will Rogers, who just pitched in the last inning, a pinch hit. TJ's able to reach. First things first for TJ. 2 out. Top of the 9th. 1-1 pitch. Pompey spits on a breaking ball. Great take. Ball 2. For TJ. Sacrifice hit to drive in a run. Strikeout. A walk. RBI double. Looking to get on base. Sturs down to their final out here in Irvine. Winds up 2-1 pitch. On its way, TJ taps it foul. Strike 2, and Santa Barbara Foresters down to their final strike in the Great Park Sports Complex. Sammy Kova, southpaw, plays for Oregon. Takes a moment on the hill. Sturs down to their final strike. From the chest, Sammy Kova. Deep breath, winds up the 2-2 pitch. And Pompey will swing in a foul tip back into the glove. There is our ball game. Pompey strikes out. Sammy Kova, who enters this ball game, sits down the 4 Foresters he faces. And the Foresters drop this one 4-5 against the OC Riptide. Good pitching today. You have 3 runs in the 4th. They crawled their way back into it, putting up 3 runs in the 7th, but come up a run short. Patterson, Holman, and Pompey come up empty in the 9th inning. All the Sturs going to go into the off day tomorrow, dropping 2 consecutive games to the OC Riptide. The Sturs now drop to 7-5 in CCL play. The Riptide now 8-5. That record's going to vault them near the top of the CCL South, and the OC Riptide win the season series. They'll have one more matchup back at Santa Barbara High School in the middle of July. But once again, the final score here, OC Riptide take it 5-4 over the Sturs. So for all the crew behind the scenes, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Irvine, California. We'll see you when the Sturs are back in action at home on Tuesday when they welcome in the San Diego Bombers. We'll see you then.